but I came to Iowa the most. I got started getting recruited by them freshman year. Came on a visit, came to one of their camps. That went well, and then I think either a year or so later, I came back for a game, a football game, and just love the vibes here. Just being from Michigan, being 7 hours away from home and coming from a close family, that was something that I was that was really important to me during the recruiting process. And on each of my visits, I was able to see that the coaches and that the players had such strong relationships. And, I wanted to be able to go to a university where I had a home away from home. And Coach Bluder does a great job of, treating her players as if they are her own children. So that's something that I really admire about her and the rest of our coaching staff.
And, of course, you'll have to remember, too, the Elite Eight run and, of course, the Big Ten championship in Indianapolis. And what I'm going to remember, too, is a lot of those big-time threes that you hit throughout your career. It just seemed like there were so many times when the Hawks needed a big basket, and Lexi was able to deliver so many times.
Those are fun. Just those games, I remember those too. And, Maryland, that one sticks out to me most just because we've had challenges, beating Maryland and just being able to have that win as a team in on our home floor was something, not just once, but twice.
Right.
Was something, I don't know, just that memory we can hold on to forever. And just the process of, being able to beat Maryland, of, the summer, working hard through the summer for not just to get better but for ourselves, but also to prepare for those moments. And, when you finally do that, that's a huge moment that you will be able to live with forever.
Actually, your leadership, too, and especially this season, and being a senior, this is a young basketball team. How has it gone, kind of going through the COVID year? I know travel's been different, and every day's been different. How have the Hawks kind of guided through that with your leadership? And then also, how good can this team be here in the month of March? It seems like Hawks are playing some of its best basketball of the year.
This year has definitely been very challenging, not only just because of COVID, but I think my role has changed tremendously. From last year, I was also a captain with, Kathleen Doyle and Mackenzie Meyer. But, Doyle was that vocal leader last year, that she was our Energizer Bunny. She provided so much, and kind of, seeing that this year we lost her. So I think I had to kind of, step more into that vocal leader. And, it's hard being a leader. It's hard being a captain, but I think I had to become comfortable with saying those hard things, things that you see in the game, trying to hold people accountable. As much as, I hate saying some things or, bringing things to attention, I think that's what, I had to become comfortable with in order for us to succeed. And I think that, at the beginning of the year, at the beginning of the summer, it was challenging just because we didn't know quite, how this season was going to look. And, a few of our teammates ended up getting COVID over the summer. And the first week back to campus, someone tested positive. And, that pretty much myself and 3 others had to be in quarantine, pretty much looking at majority of the upper class. That first week back onto campus is kind of very important in terms of like showing, greeting the underclassmen, the freshmen, kind of showing them how our, the ins and outs of our program. And it was kind of hard that we, the upperclassmen had to pretty much sit that out for 2 weeks. But I think that now, our team is in a great place. I think we have learned so much from the beginning of the summer, the beginning of the season to now. And I strongly do think that we are in a great position going into the Big Ten tournament and also going into hopefully the NCAA tournament, because I think right now we we are at our best. We are confident, and we are going in the right direction.
Well, this week was certainly proof of that. And so, Lexi, what do you want to do after Iowa? What's next for you?
Well, I am currently in my first year of grad school in the social work program. So I do, as sad as it sounds, I do have another year of school after this. But I have not yet identified what I, wish to do after that year. I am kind of exploring those options right now with internships and practicums within my program. So I do know that I wish to work. I don't know if I wish to work in the school setting, but I do know that I have a strong desire to work with the youth.
Well, that sounds great. Don't rush it. You can work your whole life. So it's okay to stay in school a little bit longer. It's not all that bad. Well, Lexi, great to talk to you. Appreciate you taking the time. And we'll take a break, and Zion can hop on, and we'll look forward to the Indiana game on Wednesday.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Senior Lexi Civilian here on Hawk Talk, and appreciate all of her contributions to University of Iowa women's basketball. We'll be back with more Hawk Talk after the break.
Is your vehicle worn out from well winter? Before spring arrives, get a free vehicle inspection from my dad, Brian Sekafetz, and his staff at Dodge Street Tire and Auto. For over 25 good years, they've been your family-friendly, dependable, and honest neighborhood auto repair shop. That's why their loyal customers have once again voted Dodge Street Tire as the best in the area. Don't be left out in the cold. Dodge Street Tire and Auto at the corner of Dodge and Church Street.
Get your ice cold Bud Light Seltzer here. Even though you can't go to the game, doesn't mean the game can't be brought to you now here. Just go to budlight.com/delivery. That's budlight.com/delivery.
Give me 2 mangoes.
Coming at you. It's a little short. Ow. Sorry. You know what? I'm just going to walk them over to you.
Whenever there's a game to watch, there's a Bud Light there. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, and Bud Light Seltzer. IRC Beer in Texas, St. Louis, Missouri.
Mid-American Energy and you, together partnering to change the energy landscape by pioneering money-saving, energy efficiency programs and building a new industry in Iowa, wind energy, all while keeping your rates low. So what's next? We'll keep delivering cost-effective energy efficiency programs while putting money back in your pocket. That's right. You decide how best to spend your savings. That's a partnership good for you, good for the environment, and good for Iowa. Another way we're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Staying connected means games can still feel like this, even if they actually sound like this. That's why US Cellular is building a 5G network that works from outside to inside uninterrupted, so you can stay connected even if you aren't at the game. Right now, get unlimited data for just $30 a month. Check out uscellular.com for more info. US Cellular. Data may be temporarily slower than other traffic in times of congestion. Video streams at up to 480p DVD quality. Credit approval and autopay paperless billing required. Additional terms apply.
Whether it's a commercial, residential, healthcare, or industrial project, Carpenters Union Local 1260 provides a professional and productive workforce, on time and on budget. And Union Carpenters also have specialized COVID prevention training to allow for the safest environment possible. Since 1902, Carpenters Union Local 1260 has been building the University of Iowa, and that relationship continues today as a proud partner of Hawkeye Athletics. To find a union contractor and union carpenters for your next job, visit carpentersunionlocal1260.com or call 319-338-1638.
Expert care for sports injuries means getting back in the game sooner and stronger. I'm Dr. Brian Wolf, Director at University of Iowa Sports Medicine and Team Physician for the Iowa Hawkeyes. You should never play through pain. That's why our sports medicine experts are here for you with same-day, next-day, and evening appointments. For imaging, therapy, or surgery, choose the team the Iowa Hawkeyes choose. Schedule a visit at uihc.org/sportsmedicine.
Welcome back to Hawk Talk. It is March basketball. 2 more regular season games for the Hawkeye women as they will head to Bloomington, Indiana tomorrow for a Wednesday afternoon game, 3:30. And then the final game at Carver Hawkeye Arena this year is 7 o'clock against Nebraska on Saturday. Hawkeye basketball and Hawk Talk brought to you by Iowa's corn farmers. You can do simple things to support Iowa's corn farmers like choosing E15 or unleaded 88 when fueling up at the pump, purchasing corn-fed meat at the grocery store, and also filling up your water bottle with safe drinking water from the tap. As Iowans, we are truly stronger together. Go to iowacorn.org to learn more about how you can support the Iowa corn farmers. Saluting our seniors here on Hawk Talk. Great to check in with Lexi Civilian and talk about this season and also her career as a Hawkeye. And now I want to bring on Zion Sanders as the Hawkeyes get ready to go to Bloomington. And Zion, how are you this evening? It's been a busy week for you and your teammates, hasn't it?
Oh, yeah, it's been super busy. We've been on the road, lots of practicing. Actually on the road again tomorrow, so
yep.
Loving it.
Well, and this is the fun time of year, too, and it just seems like I was talking to Lexi as well about this team seems to be peaking right now and playing some of its best basketball of the year.
Oh, yeah, we definitely got in a groove. You know, Coach Jay always had this motto of breaking the rock and just keep hammering away and chipping away. We are a really young team, so I think now that season's gone on and things have progressed, I think we've all started clicking together. People are knowing their roles, and we're just playing really good basketball right now, playing great defense, great offense, and it's exciting to see how far this team can go.
As a senior, has it gone fast as you look back?
It's gone extremely fast. You know, I think about this all the time of previous years, you know, all the seniors that were on the teams when I was a freshman, sophomore, junior, and then now it's just like, oh my gosh, I'm the senior now. It's so fast and how quickly that just comes by. And, you know, this year's just been so different compared to the other ones. So I'm just very thankful for the opportunity that I was given to even be here and be at this moment of being a senior now.
Yeah, you really kind of fell in love with the University of Iowa early on, didn't you?
Yeah, I really, really did.
Kind of walk through that process, too. What made you really embrace this university and want to be part of this basketball program?
It's all about family. You know, the number one thing that people say when they see us play is how much we all look like we love each other, and that's just true to the core. These girls are like my sisters from not just this team, but previous teams that I've played on. Like, I can always talk to them. I can FaceTime them, text them, and I know they're going to respond right away. And, you know, some even come up to visit, and we go to their weddings when they eventually get married and stuff like that. So we're just very, very close, and it's always going to be relationships and friendships that I'm going to have throughout my life.
And was that kind of the thing that you'll take away the most? Maybe not necessarily on the court, but more of the off-the-court relationships with the coaches and the players? Oh, yeah.
Over my 4 years, I've just learned a lot. You know, I've grown as a woman and as a type of person that I want to be. And I thank Iowa women's basketball for that. You know, I don't think I would be the person I am today without the program, without the coaches, without the people I've met along the way and the mentors that I've gotten to find through basketball. So it's just really important. And those connections is something that I owe to basketball. So it's a lot of things other than just on the court and stats and stuff like that, because those are just numbers. It's about the relationships and the connections you make. Those are really important.
But some good memories on the court as well.
Oh, yeah.
I remember when you were thrust into service a couple of years ago, you had to play quite a bit. And as I remember talking with Lexi, too, about you know, the Elite Eight run and the Big Ten championship run at Indy. It's always kind of fun to even during a season think back a little bit about how special those moments were.
Oh, yeah. You can even like see in the background here, I got the blue towel, the Big Ten championship one. And then on top of that was the other towel from when we went on that Elite Eight run. So it was just lots of fun, lots of great memories there, you know, just storming onto the court after winning a Big Ten like title. That was just some unbelievable like feelings and unbelievable emotions when the confetti is just coming down and you have teammates left and right just doing confetti angels in it and just holding the trophy. Is just an awesome experience.
And two, it hasn't happened unfortunately this year, but the crowds at Carver Hawkeye Arena, you go back to the first and second round of the NCAA tournament, even regular season games, and of course, when Megan Gustafson had her jersey retired, just awesome moments inside the arena that I'm sure you'll take away as well.
Oh, yeah. played in some amazing crowds. Just the feeling of when we hosted the tournament 2 years ago, my sophomore year, and just running out of tunnels and having those record-breaking crowds. It was just unreal. And then some of the just fans just always cheering and just knowing your name and shouting it anytime you came on or anytime something happened. It's truly been missed having that my senior year, but I know the Hawkeye fans are just watching TV, rooting us on, cheering us on every step of the way.
No doubt about that. And what's next for you? What field of study are you in, and where are you going to go from here?
So I'm getting my bachelor's in psychology in May, and then I'm hoping I've got into So You Want to Be a Coach's program, which is a program that former players like Tania Davis, Kathleen Doyle were accepted into. And with this opportunity, it gives me a chance to network. And hopefully through those networking systems, I can find a grad assistant position somewhere in doesn't matter what division, but at some university with college basketball, women's basketball, and getting an opportunity to pursue my master's. I think I want to get my master's in sports management. So we'll see wherever route that takes me in.
Well, I'm sure you'll be pretty good at it and have great success down the road. Zion, it's been great talking to you this evening, and let's hope for a long run here in the month of March.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Counting on it. Go Hawks.
Zion Sanders from Evansville, Indiana, one of the two seniors for the Hawkeyes this year that's done such a tremendous job at the University of Iowa under head coach Lisa Bluder. We'll take a break and be back with more Hawk Talk. Stay with us.
Hi, Hawkeye fans. Gary Dolphin here for UPS. Your customers want more from your business. You've got to make more happen, whether they're in Coralville or on the other side of the world. Globally or locally, UPS is building solutions to help businesses give their customers exactly what they want. More made easy. UPS, the official logistics company of Iowa Athletics.
Whether it's a commercial, residential, healthcare, or industrial project, Carpenters Union Local 1260 provides a professional and productive workforce on time and on budget. And Union Carpenters also have specialized COVID prevention training to allow for the safest environment possible. Since 1902, Carpenters Union Local 1260 has been building the University of Iowa, and that relationship continues today as a proud partner of Hawkeye Athletics. To find a union contractor and union carpenters for your next job, visit carpentersunionlocal1260.com or call 319-338-1638.
Primary care providers should be able to look at patients, read between the lines, and know something's not right. Hi, I'm Dr. Denise Martinez at University of Iowa Healthcare. 80% of conditions can be treated by a family medicine doctor, so our comprehensive and caring approach is key. And if it turns out to be serious or out of our scope, we'll connect you to the right specialist right away. With experts all across the region, find one near you at uihc.org.
They say nothing in life is free. Well, we're here to tell you they're wrong. Because when you switch to US Cellular, you can get the latest 5G phones for free with no hidden requirements. Yes, you heard that right. The Samsung Galaxy S20 FE or the Google Pixel 5 for free with no hidden requirements. As in zip, zilch, zero. And the best part is, 5G is included on all plans. So go ahead, make the upgrade to 5G today. US Cellular. Terms and conditions apply. See store or uscellular.com for details.
Right now, the gap between what you should save and what you can save has never felt bigger. The U.S. Bank mobile app can help by finding ways to help you reach your savings goals with personalized insights that fit your real life to make your financial goals feel within reach. Because even our tools are smart enough to put people first. U.S. Bank. We'll get there together. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Our Oak Knoll community has survived the pandemic so far with 0 cases of COVID in the more than 400 residents we serve. Nearly all of our residents and staff have been fully vaccinated. I'm Steve Rowe, Executive Director. Thank you to our residents, staff, family members, and business partners for your diligence and sacrifice. Come join our safe life care community. We have apartments available now. Call me at 351-1720 for your private tour.
Welcome back to Hawk Talk as Iowa, a tough month of February schedule-wise. Remember, Ohio State, Indiana, Maryland, Michigan, but the Hawkeyes above 500 for the month of February 4 and 3, as looking forward to a terrific March with 2 regular season games and then the Big Ten tournament that starts a week from tomorrow. Dodge Street Tire and Auto, locally owned and operated, has been voted best of the area for the 10th consecutive year and is a proud supporter of Iowa women's basketball. Visit us for all of your automotive needs, including the best deals on Goodyear and Toyo tires. Dodge Street Tire and Auto, celebrating over 25 good years in Iowa City. Hawkeye basketball and Hawk Talk also proudly sponsored by Wellmark, Blue Cross and Blue Shield, Iowa's hometown health insurer for over 80 years. Wellmark reminds Hawkeye fans to stay healthy and stay in the game by wearing a mask, washing your hands, and getting a flu shot. No games in the Big Ten tonight as we take a look at the U.S. Bank scoreboard update, but many were in action yesterday, and nothing really too much of a surprise as Maryland defeated Northwestern 62-50 in Evanston. Rutgers took care of Penn State 60-55. Purdue had a close game with Illinois, but the Boilermakers were able to prevail by 4, 70-66. And of course, the Hawkeyes with their 84-70 win over Wisconsin. And then Michigan and Minnesota canceled as some COVID issues in Minneapolis surrounding the Minnesota Golden Gophers. And across the country, top 25, we do have one final upset. Number 25, DePaul falls to Butler 86-81. Baylor leads Texas early 10-9, and then a little bit later on, number 1 UConn will host Marquette. And as promised, we are joined by Associate Head Coach Jan Jensen for the back half of Hawk Talk tonight. And Coach, great to talk to you. And of course, Coach is earning your money this week. And the players, of course, have, I'm sure, enjoyed it. A lot of games, a lot of practice. But boy, what an ending to the week. A tough week. And the way that you were able to handle and persevere through Thursday with that 5-hour delay, and then right back on the road to take care of the Wisconsin Badgers for an unbelievable 24th time in a row.
Yeah, I think that was the bigger challenge every year when that number gets bigger, how many times you won in a row. You try not to think about it, but that's the odds sometimes you feel are like, golly, can we keep doing it? Especially at the end of a tough week, as you say, having to fly to Maryland, such a fast-paced game, up and down, a lot of emotion, flying back, and then, of course, the crazy shenanigans with the Michigan game. So we were really, really pleased with the performance yesterday, especially we all thought we looked a little bit tired, understandably so. We weren't upset with them, but it became really clear early when they were coming through the huddles that you could just see the fatigue. And when Wisconsin kind of made a little push there, you felt that you could see a couple of questions like, oh boy, do we have it in the tank? But then we settled and were able to pull away.
Yeah, it really did. And the 3 games last week, you talked about the fast pace, up and down nature of the Maryland game. And of course, Michigan can put points on the board as well, though I thought the Hawks played one of their best defensive games of the year. Mm-hmm. But the last 3 games, Jan, 44 made 3-pointers by the Hawks. Not by everybody, but just by your team. 17, 16, and then 11 made yesterday at Wisconsin. Unbelievable.
It's really fun to see the growth of the team and, the ability for all of us to be able to score. Kate Martin had a great game against Michigan right here. She was 3 for 4 on threes. McKenna was 2 for 4 on threes that game. Tomi Taiwo was 2 for 2 on threes against Michigan, on top of Caitlin Clark going 7 for 12. So we can be a real hard guard when everybody is hitting. And then yesterday at Wisconsin, I mean, Gabby Marshall, boy, she's hitting. I think she hit 5 for 6 threes. And Tomi Taiwo was again 2 for 4, or 2 for 3 actually. So having the system that we have is if you're on and you're in the game and it's a good shot, your feet are set, we like to open it up and we like to go. And I think it's a fun system to play in for a shooter. And it's nice when we're shooting that many and then shooting such a great percentage. So if we can keep that up, we're certainly a very hard guard.
Yeah, no doubt about it, because things have been progressing inside as well. And Monica Sonato, 7 out of 8 against Michigan and 7 of 10 against Wisconsin. And then Sharon Goodman putting together just 2 outstanding games, which I know you smiled about on Sunday.
Yeah. You know, Sharon Goodman, I mean, all of our inside kids are just great young women. Sharon's story, obviously, boy, you talk about a tough year, losing your dear mother. It's in a pandemic, at the very beginning of the pandemic. Then you come to school and nothing's normal. There's 6 kids that are living in a dorm when you move in the summer. We can't be with them as much. We had to do everything via Zoom for the first part when they were on campus. And, you know, if there's any kid that needed a little extra pampering, a little TLC, and definitely probably the human touch, the human hug, that was Sharon Goodman. And she just has your heart. She works so hard, and she is such a hard critic of herself. So this last couple of weeks, boy, we've just seen a lot of growth, a little more confidence. And then when you see that come out in a game, as a coach, that's really exciting to see. Obviously for the growth of your team, but just for the growth of the young woman and the confidence. I've been really, really excited about that.
Well, 17 points combined the last 2 games, and so efficient too, because 3 out of 3 from the floor against Michigan, and then comes back 3 out of 4 against Wisconsin, and has done a terrific job rebounding the basketball too. And then you go back to the Michigan game where Monica got into some foul trouble, and Sharon pressed into action a little bit more, as ended up playing over 15 minutes in that contest.
Mm-hmm. And I think that's what has been really nice, is that she's gaining the confidence and the players are getting the confidence. A lot of times when you have a stalwart type of player like Monica getting foul trouble, everybody can kind of tense up sometimes because you don't know, oh boy, what are we going to do? How are we going to do this? But Sharon's been able to come in now and prove that she can hold that ship down and do more than that. She can contribute. And what I really I appreciate about Monica and Sharon alike, but especially Sharon, she's not going to overdo it. She's going to take a pretty smart move. She's going to do what she does. And if she does force something, she immediately knows. And I just know that she's not going to, repeat that. So I've really loved the fact that we're gaining confidence that if Monica needs to sit out, whether she's a little tired or we have foul trouble, that Sharon's coming in and feeling, pretty confident herself. So I feel like that's the biggest really aspect, not just the production, but the comfortability everybody is feeling when she goes into the game.
Great to have that bench.
She's got to grow a little bit defensively, as does Monica. Always when we're facing more agile posts and so forth. But in time, I feel like with an off season, especially with Sharon, I think we're going to make some really big strides. But I couldn't be more excited for what we're seeing, certainly the last couple of weeks. And if she can be peaking at the perfect time, boy, that'd go really well if we can get our whole team peaking at the perfect time as well.
Well, that's that time of year, isn't it? As March rolls in, and that's the exciting time for basketball coaches and players and fans. And certainly one of our outstanding fans is Anthony in Des Moines, who's on hold. Anthony, how are you this evening?
Okay.
Pretty good, Rob. Coach, how you doing this evening?
Good, Anthony. Thanks for calling.
Coach, I want to congratulate you on back-to-back wins on Michigan on Thursday. I don't know what time you guys finally got back on. I don't know if you guys were back on TV or not. I was too busy tuning in the men's basketball game. One question I do have for you, Coach. What are your concerns on Indiana on Wednesday afternoon? And what's Iowa's RPI rank as of this week? With this win at Indiana, did better see the Big Ten tournament as well. And guys, I'll hang up and listen. And go Hawks, and good luck against Indiana. Thanks,
Anthony,
guys.
thank you.
All right. Thank you so much. Well, I think with the Indiana team, they're kind of reminded me a little bit of our team a couple of years ago when they really kind of hit it at the right time. We're going into that conference tournament. They had a lot of depth, a lot of experience. And I think that's the thing that is the biggest challenge right now is we have these young guns that are growing, and I think we're really showing some growth, but we're going into a team that's pretty seasoned on their home court that is fighting to keep that top 16 seed. The women's basketball, for those of you that may be unaware, about last week and then 2 weeks ago and then this past week, they pick an NCAA or an ESPN game, and then the NCAA selection committee will give you, if the tournament was right then on that day, who the top 16 seeds are. Right now, the Big Ten has two represented in Maryland and Indiana. So Indiana wants to keep that top 16 seed. This particular year, with COVID, that's not quite as enticing other than recruiting and then just having easier teams to play early on in the tournament. But we're all going to be at one site in San Antonio. So if you get a 16 seed in a top 16 in a normal year, you get to host the tournament, the first two rounds. So that's really big for women's basketball. But all of us would love to be a top 16 seed right now. So what concerns me is we're going into a very seasoned team, a very hungry team that is still playing for a lot. And our young kids are going to be going into, an away environment. And we're going to be facing who I think is definitely one of the top three teams. I don't think we saw Michigan's best team last Thursday night, but I think we did have a lot to do with that. So if we can do what we did against Michigan and take that on the road and keep it a competitive ball game and get into, the second half, I would love to see what we can do. I tell you, though, what does concern me about Indiana, I think they are the one team that I've seen all year that they love the fourth quarter. If you'll recall, we was a 2-point game at our place, and we went into the fourth quarter, and then we ended up losing by double digits. And I've seen that time and time again from Indiana. And sometimes it's really weird when you're in coaching. Sometimes a team just starts to think that they're all about the fourth quarter, or they just think that they're going to definitely be a second quarter team. They're really good in the second and the third quarters, and they just start buying into that. And I believe that Indiana definitely believes they have that fourth quarter. And I think their strength and conditioning is stellar. They're in great shape, and just the development of the bodies, when I see the kids come in as freshmen and they leave or by a senior or sophomore or junior, they're definitely doing something right. So I think that concerns me. But I also love how we're playing. So I'm not so concerned that I'm thinking, oh boy, I don't want to play him. I'm excited about the game. What's nice about being the underdog and a young team, a lot of people aren't expecting a lot of you, so you can go in there and hopefully have a pretty fun opportunity. So that's what I'm hoping. As far as our net ranking, I didn't check it today. We used to use the RPI rankings. The men and women have now shifted to call a net ranking system. I don't know it as well to explain it to you, and I don't think I would take up the time for it. But it's the same principle. You want to have the lower number as possible. Before our win at Wisconsin, we were at a 28, which is very good, with no bad losses. I don't know if we probably stayed somewhere around there just because Wisconsin probably doesn't have the strength of the schedule, and obviously they haven't had as much success. But in this particular net ranking, what this does that the RPI doesn't do or didn't do, it does give you a little bit more credit for road wins. In the RPI system, it didn't matter if you were home or away or neutral. So maybe we will get maybe a little bump with that, but I'm not sure. Rob, did you check it today?
Yeah, 25.
Oh, good.
So
well,
did get a little bump.
Great.
Yeah. And
Great.
I think that's probably the best it's been all season. It's been kind of hovering around 30. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that's good news. Indiana, as you talked about, Jan, they've got a lot to play for. They're now a 9 net ranking.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
you're right.
So
it won't be easy.
the more they can keep cranking that up, boy, they're going to get a much easier path to advance to the Sweet 16 and obviously farther. But I tell you, if we can improve our defense just a little, you at this point in the year, you can't all of a sudden become something that you have never been, right? There's just a consistent growth and a progression. Happily, we have seen growth, I think, in our team overall, both offensively and defensively, but much more so offensively. Michigan did show us that when we're buckled down and we're dialed in, we can do better and do better with our switching defenses. We like to go between a zone and a player to player. And we keep telling our players, if we just crank that up just a little and keep our focus on that, boy, we can be a dangerous team at the most perfect time. And I do believe that our players understand that. And I look forward to our game on Wednesday to kind of see where we are. I mean, I'm not expecting perfection, and it's hard to win on the road. And I mean, it's going to be real difficult to get a win out of Indiana or to win it out of Maryland or Michigan. Those top 3 teams, their whole body of work, they are on the top for a reason. And all of us are typically a lot better at home. So I'm not going in there thinking, hey, let's play everybody on the road. We're going to be great. Bring on UConn on the road or any of that. But I'm anxious to see if we have improved defensively. And that won't be, I mean, obviously if we win, certainly. But there's certain areas that we're looking at that win or lose, that's going to tell us if we really made the necessary increment that I think we need to really have some fun in March.
And I think it's going to be a lot of fun, no doubt about that. A great opportunity for the Hawks here this week. We'll be back with more from Coach Jensen after the break. This is Hawk Talk.
Get your ice cold Bud Light Seltzer here. Even though you can't go to the game, doesn't mean the game can't be brought to you now here. Just go to budlight.com/delivery. That's budlight.com/delivery.
Give me 2 mangoes.
Coming at you. It's a little short. Ow. Sorry. You know what? I'm just going to walk them over to you.
Whenever there's a game to watch, there's a Bud Light there. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, and Bud Light Seltzer, IRC Beer in Texas, St. Louis, Missouri.
It's back, the return of the prestigious Learfield IMG College Directors Cup, honoring college sports excellence across all competitive divisions, both men's and women's sports. Follow along with L Directors Cup on Twitter or online to see which schools will be taking home a first place trophy in June for their season-long success. Learfield IMG College Directors Cup, a premier institutional award jointly launched in 1993 by USA Today and NACDA.
Hi, Hawkeye fans. Gary Dolphin here for UPS. Your customers want more from your business. You've got to make more happen, whether they're in Coralville or on the other side of the world. Globally or locally, UPS is building solutions to help businesses give their customers exactly what they want. More made easy. UPS, the official logistics company of Iowa Athletics.
MidAmerican Energy and you, together partnering to change the energy landscape by pioneering money-saving, energy efficiency programs and building a new industry in Iowa, wind energy, all while keeping your rates low. So what's next? We'll keep delivering cost-effective energy efficiency programs while putting money back in your pocket. That's right. You decide how best to spend your savings. That's a partnership good for you, good for the environment, and good for Iowa. Another way we're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Here in Iowa, corn is more than our livelihood. It's our way of life. We use it to feed our livestock, helping us raise healthy pigs, cows, and chickens. We use it to make ethanol, helping us power a prosperous, clean-burning future. We use it to nourish our families, helping us stay strong generation to generation. And the more we use it, the more it boosts our economy, helping elevate the lives of all Iowans. You might think Iowa grows corn, but the truth is, corn grows Iowa.
Get ready for more. Introducing Hy-Vee Plus. Get a Hy-Vee Plus premium membership for just $99 a year and get fuel savings every time you shop in-store and online. Plus, exclusive deals and offers every month. Plus, you can call our Red Line hotline day or night for anything you need. Plus, free online delivery and free express pickup. Plus, a personal online shopper. With Hy-Vee Plus, our plus equals more. Sign up today. Some restrictions apply.
Welcome back to Hawk Talk, our final show of the year, but certainly a lot of basketball left. And looking to downsize from your family home, the new Oaknall East Campus is now open and offers many unique amenities for your active lifestyle. Call 319-351-1720 or visit oaknall.com to set up your personal tour. Oaknall, a proud supporter of the Iowa Hawkeyes. Hawkeye basketball also brought to you by Bud Light. Whenever there's a Hawkeye game to watch, there's a Bud Light. Associate head coach Jan Jensen joining us on the show, and Karen also joining us from North Liberty.
Good evening, everybody.
Hello.
Hi, Karen.
Hi there. Hey, where is it in southwest Iowa that you're always talking to all your friends?
God's country, you mean? Correctly stated there, Karen.
So
that
many
would
friends.
Be Kimballton, Iowa. Elkhorn, Kimballton. Proud Class A, by the way. They've now combined with Exira, Elkhorn, Kimballton. And one of my best buddies, Tommy Peterson, is coaching in the state tournament on Wednesday. So they're all going crazy over there. So thanks for asking. It's Danish country.
I was just wondering because I went to Northwest Missouri, and I had friends from Avoca and Kimballton. And
yeah, that's right there. You bet. Right in that neck of the woods.
Okay, well, anyway, I would like to vote for all the rest of the games to be like the Michigan game. I thought that was beautiful, and I thought the defense that the girls showed was really great. And for the senior night, will the seniors talk to a few fans there, or do they skip that since most of the fans are families? And then are you going to be able to have a banquet this year? And also, finally, Rob, how do you broadcast games that you aren't at? I've noticed the cameras aren't always on some of the action. Anyway, good luck and go Hawks.
Well, I'll take the first one, Karen. I appreciate it. We actually get, not watching it off the television set, we actually get a feed with 4 different looks from the venue and also some sound. It has its challenges, there's no question about it, but most places around the Big Ten have been pretty good about getting us a good feed. Not always, but most of the time. But certainly much prefer being inside Carver Hawkeye Arena. And let's take our final break, and then we'll break down your questions, Karen, with Coach Jensen. We'll be back with more Hawk Talk. Stay with us.
Riverside Casino and Golf Resort loves a winner. You see it in every game, play-by-play, everywhere you turn. Whether it's hitting the tables, spending time at your favorite game, or just relaxing, enjoying everything that Riverside Casino has to offer, you can bet we have something for everyone. So make every gameplay count. Your best bet is Riverside Casino and Golf Resort, located just 12 miles south of Iowa City on Highway 218. Let the games begin.
Like any winning team, it takes every part of EMC Insurance Companies working together to successfully ensure that our agents, policyholders, and employees can count on EMC. And they do. They count on our broad range of insurance products and services. They count on our superior level of personalized service, and they trust that we will continue to be a financially stable partner, just like we have been for more than 100 years. All of this makes EMC one of the nation's premier insurance companies, and that's something you can always count on.
Feel the power. Feel the speed. Feel extreme. Hawk fans, get extreme. Powered by Mediacom. And experience streaming so real you can feel it. Whether you're live streaming the game or streaming your favorite series, with supercharged speeds up to 1 gig and powerful whole home Wi-Fi, you're in it. Our 100% gigabit technology network was built to take you further. Get ready to feel it. Extreme, powered by Mediacom.
Here in Iowa, corn is more than our livelihood. It's our way of life. We use it to feed our livestock, helping us raise healthy pigs, cows, and chickens. We use it to make ethanol, helping us power a prosperous, clean-burning future. We use it to nourish our families, helping us stay strong generation to generation. And the more we use it, the more it boosts our economy, helping elevate the lives of all Iowans. You might think Iowa grows corn, but the truth is, corn grows Iowa.
Our Oak Knoll community has survived the pandemic so far with 0 cases of COVID in the more than 400 residents we serve. Nearly all of our residents and staff have been fully vaccinated. I'm Steve Rowe, Executive Director. Thank you to our residents, staff, family members, and business partners for your diligence and sacrifice. Come join our safe life care community. We have apartments available now. Call me at 351-1720 for your private tour.
Imagine a virtual club that's free to join, where the fun never stops and where there's always something new and exciting happening. It's the Prize Zone, a special part of the Iowa Lottery VIP Club that'll make your VIP experience even VIP-ier. Members can enter Prize Zone drawings for cash, technology, lottery tickets, concert tickets, and sports ticket prizes all day, every day, all year long. Get rules and complete details at ialottery.com. Join today and see what's waiting for you in the VIP Club Prize Zone.
Welcome back. Our remaining moments of Hawk Talk with Associate Head Coach Jan Jensen. And just going back to Karn's questions, Jan, talking about a banquet and a senior night. Boy, it's a lot different coming down the stretch this year than we're certainly used to, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. And that's there's so much that's been lost for so many. Certainly, we always remember the ones that have lost their lives or lost loved ones or certainly had health scares. But if we're fortunate enough to not have that, just the lost opportunities is been hard on a lot of people, and certainly any type of senior in anything. We are going to have a senior night, so obviously the family members that are there, they'll get to see their Lexi and Zion recognized, and they'll get to talk. So hopefully, and I'm certain our sports information department will blast that out on social media to the people who aren't able to be there. So we'll try to make that as special as possible. We just wish that we had all of our amazing fans in Carver, but we will make do, and we're thankful for our administration. They're working to make it as cool as it usually and typically is. So we'll highlight that. As far as the banquet, we will not be doing a banquet. It's too soon, too many, we don't want to take any of the risks that are unnecessary. Should anything change, we would let all of you know. But at this point, that was my latest update as far as the banquet.
Well, Jen, we got about 2.5 minutes left, and certainly Caitlin Clark, a couple more potential honors this week, and also another honor as she earned her 5th Big Ten Player of the Week honor, 12th Freshman of the Week, but now is a semifinalist. The World Exposure Report Freshman of the Year, semifinalist too for the Nancy Lieberman Award, top point guard in the country, and boy, she's just played terrific here the last couple of weeks especially.
She really is, and has, and she's special. She's special offensive player. In the off season, it's going to be fun. We'll keep sharpening all of her other aspects, and she kids around about her defense, but she can get down and dirty when we need it as well. But just so deserving all of those awards. And I know everybody was kind of hyper about the Nancy Lieberman point guard when she was not on the top 10 list, but we were pretty confident that when the next, group hit that she would be on it, because sometimes those organizations don't always do their homework, and we got Hawkeye Nation on it and our great sports information department. Shout out to Hannah Osman and Brandy Britt and company. But really, our team, and I think Caitlin will be the first to tell you, she's doing a great job. But the challenge has been how to use her talents and make sure everybody else is meshing. And early on, there was a lot of hiccups. Caitlin had a lot of habits that she had from being younger and doing it all and having to do it all. But here, she doesn't always have to do it all. But she certainly has different parameters than our other players because of her range, because of her abilities. So I want to give a lot of credit to our team for supporting her through her growth, and for Caitlin to being melding into the system. And you can feel that it's getting more and more to our signature synergy and culture of our basketball team, that one more pass, that extra pass. So that's been really fun to see the growth. And I tell you, that's why we were so excited when Caitlin Clark committed. She just is a phenomenal player. She was in our office today and getting shots up and studies the game and loves it. So anything she gets is well-deserved, and how exciting is it that we've only just begun?
Yes, that's the fun part, and it'll be Iowa and Indiana, a 3:30 tip on Wednesday afternoon. Jan, thanks so much for your time. I hope everybody enjoyed Hawk Talk tonight, and we'll talk to you Wednesday for Iowa and Indiana. Good night.
All right.
On the Hawkeye Sports Network from Learfield IMG College, this has been Hawk Talk with Lisa Bluder, brought to you by Oak Knoll, an active life care community. Also brought to you by Bud Light. Whenever there's a game to watch, there's a Bud Light there. Hy-Vee. Save time and shop online with Hy-Vee Aisles Online. Go to HyVeeAislesOnline.com. Governor's Traffic and Safety Bureau by the Iowa Governor's Traffic Safety Bureau, who reminds you to click it or ticket day or night. And by U.S. Bank, helping individuals and businesses work toward their financial goals. Equal housing lender, member FDIC. The preceding has been a Learfield IMG College presentation of the Hawkeye Sports Network. On the Hawkeye Sports Network from Learfield IMG College, this is Hawk Talk with Fran McCaffery, presented by 1201 Kitchen and Tap in Coralville, featuring an extensive menu of steak, seafood, and sandwiches, along with a full bar and wine selections. Also brought to you in part by Bud Light. Whenever there's a game to watch, there's a Bud Light there. Ford, inviting you to visit your local Ford store or buyfordnow.com. Hy-Vee Plus Premium Membership delivers exceptional savings and services only for members. Save money every time you order groceries online and receive new exclusive offers each month. Membership has perks. Sign up for Hy-Vee Plus at Hy-Vee.com/plus. U.S. Bank, helping individuals and businesses work toward their financial goals. Equal housing lender, member FDIC. And by U.S. Cellular. U.S. Cellular is proud to support Hawkeye Athletics. U.S. Cellular. Choose fair. Now, here's the voice of the Hawkeyes, Gary Dolphin.
Mellow March has arrived in weather only. The winds of basketball madness are picking up, and the Iowa Hawkeyes are in the middle of the swirl with two big games to close the regular season this coming week. The Hawks want to keep the momentum of 5 wins in their last 6 games and roll into the postseason with gusto. A huge road victory at 4th-ranked Ohio State yesterday have the Hawkeyes feeling good about their immediate future despite some recent injuries. Welcome in, everybody. It's another Monday Night Hawk Talk with Iowa basketball coach Fran McCaffery. I'm Gary Dolphin, joined by former Hawkeye great and NBA world champion Bobby Hansen. Our show is sponsored by 1201 Kitchen and Tap in Coralville. The Hawkeyes secured their 7th victory over a ranked opponent yesterday, defeating the Buckeyes 73-57. Luka Garza posted his team-leading 11th double-double of the year, 24 points, 11 rebounds. Joe Wieskamp was again splendid with 19.6 rebounds. Wieskamp has scored 19 or more 6 times this year. And, of course, Jordan Bohannon dished out 5 assists to become the program's career leader at 615. That's 3 more than Jeff Horner. Bobby Hansen, the plaudits don't end there, but it's a good place to start.
Yeah, absolutely, and congratulations to J-Bo for breaking that record. And, he's climbing the all-time Big Ten list for three-point shots as well. But, yeah, very proud of these young kids. It was a great bounce-back win. Didn't play so well at Michigan. Shot just 35%, but life on the road. Come back, regroup, and then you head out to Columbus, Ohio, Gary, and they put on a performance. They put on a defensive show. I thought never allowed Ohio State any traction right from the get-go. Yeah, Ohio State scored the first basket, but from there, the Hawkeyes continued to be aggressive, and their defense was outstanding.
Yeah, on balance, it certainly was. Hawks were up 14 at the half. The Buckeyes made a run to start the second half, got to within 2, and certainly the Hawkeyes had to adjust some things defensively. But the way the Hawks were scoring, you were pretty convinced it was going to be their day in the end.
Yeah, the 44-42, the Hawks, and a little 11-2 run that Ohio State went on there at the beginning. But then it was Garza, Joe Wieskamp with a 3, another Garza. Liddell missed the end, one opportunity. And C.J. Frederick hit a big basket. So good to see C.J. playing with confidence as well. When the Hawks play like that, they can beat anybody in the country.
Well, everybody was listening in and looking in around the country yesterday with the game nationally televised on CBS, Bobby, as you know. And obviously, a lot of the pollsters wanted to watch this game because the Hawks leaped from 9 to 5th in this week's Associated Press basketball poll. In fact, there are 4 Big Ten teams residing in the top 10. We'll look at the poll later. But right now, let's welcome in the head coach of the Iowa Hawkeyes, Fran McCaffery. I'm sure he has one eye on the Nebraska game at this moment with Rutgers tonight, because that's who the Hawks host next. Freddie Hoiberg's Nebraska Huskers on Thursday. Fran, last week, after a frustrating trip to Michigan, the Hawks rebounded big. You've talked often this season about how this team doesn't panic, whether playing from behind, playing with the lead, foul troubles, or injuries. It's also quite apparent to me it's a team with a short memory. The guys put that Michigan game in the rearview mirror right away, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. It was a frustrating night. Played pretty well in the first half. In the second half, really physical game. Would like to have gotten to the free throw line a little bit more than we did. But one of the things we talked about post game was I didn't think we defended in that stretch the way we needed to when our shots weren't falling. Okay, yeah, maybe we felt like we should have been shooting free throws, or there was too much contact, or it was frustrating because the ball rolled off when it normally rolls in. Mm-hmm. You got to go back and stop. You can't let it go from 4 to 11. You got to keep. Maybe it goes from 4 to 7, but all of a sudden now it's a double-digit lead, and they're more relaxed when they're shooting their threes. They made a couple at that point, and I think we learned from that experience. And the start of the second half yesterday was not what we would have liked. In that they scored the ball, but I felt like our offense was pretty good. The only thing that when you look back and say, we kind of quick shot it, but I remember Weezy had a shot that I thought was in, CJ had a shot I thought was in. Luke had a shot I thought was in. Okay, they didn't go in. All right. Well, now when they make their run, we have to have longer possessions. We have to break the defense down a little bit better. And that's what we did. And I thought the way we moved it, the way we shared it was really, really impressive. And then, we had 8 3-in-a-rows, which is, 3 stops in a row. We did that 8 times in the game, which is hard to do against a team of that caliber, but it speaks to how good our defense was.
And, Coach, you mentioned in your post-game comments that no offensive rebounds for Ohio State there in the second half, which, you saw they had 2 at halftime, but that's finishing your defense.
You know what happens if you give up second shots, all right? They put it back in, which is a high percentage shot, or they kick it out for a wide-open 3, which is a high percentage three-point shot. So that is a key component to any defense. Like you said, Bobby, finish off the possession. You have a good possession going, don't play hard for 29 seconds. They shoot the ball and get it back. And now you got to play for another 20 seconds. And you're giving up a high percentage shot because that's going to wear on your team throughout the course of 40 minutes. 2 offensive rebounds and none in the second half. It's going to be hard to win. So we had 8 3-in-a-rows. We were 6 for 6 on 50-50 balls, which is, a really good percentage, obviously, because that's opportunities to get the ball back. And we were 6 for 6. So really, I think our attention to detail in that game was really special.
And Fran, it was reflective in the three-point shooting, too. We commented, or you were talking earlier in the week about Ohio State had 14 threes in Iowa City a month ago. So did the Hawkeyes, by the way. But yesterday, the Buckeyes were 5 for 17, and that's a derivative of denying the offensive rebounds, or at least a big part of it.
Exactly. A lot of times now, guys, you look at the stats after the game, and you see the team, they took 32 threes. They took 34 threes. They only took 17. So the fact that they were 5 for 17 is also going to impact the game greatly. You make 14. If you give up 14 made threes, you're going to have a hard time winning. And we were right there in that other game because we made 14. Jack Nungy made 4 in that game.
Mm-hmm.
So, kudos to our offense, but we gave up a couple threes at the end in that game that we shouldn't have done. And, we showed those to the guys, and they said, all right, we got it. Not going to happen this time. And that's what you love about this team. They get it. They understand it. They see it. They study it. And they're willing to make the necessary change. Nobody's pointing fingers at anybody. It's okay. We did this. We're held accountable. We're going to fix it. And that's all any coach can ever ask.
And, Coach, since we last had Hawk Talk with Coach McCaffrey, Jack Nungy goes down with the injury. Can you update our listeners on Jack's condition, how he's doing, what's the future here for Jack?
Well, Jack's got a great future. It wasn't an ACL tear, which is great. The fact that he needs surgery is not great, and it's going to cost him the rest of the season. But I think having the surgery now and having it not be a total reconstruction, that bodes well for his future. He should be back on the court, by the middle to the end of the summer, which gives him plenty of time to get ready for our first game. So I think in the locker room after that game, it was really upsetting for everyone because we all just felt for him. Like everybody just went in and gave him a hug. It's all about all you could do. Tell him we love him, give him a hug. I called his mom, from the bus. You think about what they've all been through, but just an incredibly resilient family, incredibly resilient young man. And he'll get surgery this week, and he'll be back on his feet in no time.
Fran, it was great to see Connor back out there, none the worse for wear after he turned his ankle pretty good at Michigan. Did he come through yesterday okay?
Came through yesterday just fine. I thought he had a great game. He missed a couple early that he normally would make. He was very upset with himself, but 5 assists, 1 turn. Did a really good job on Lydell. We really wanted to put Connor and Keegan on Lydell. who I have unbelievable respect for, is one of the best players in our league. Luka could guard him, and he did for a little bit. And we played zone a little bit. He got a couple buckets in that high post area. But we really didn't want to have Luka sustain any kind of foul trouble guarding E.J. Liddell. We wanted to keep him on Kyle Young, who's also a great player, but he's not somebody that they go to. Like, they're going to go to E.J. Liddell. They're going to run sets for him. They're going to run action for him. So you got to guard him. Are you doubling? Are you not doubling? Can we leave him? Can we leave single coverage? They went at Connor first play of the game, and he made a tough shot. They came back and they tried to run similar action, and Connor took it away. I thought in the second half, Keegan was really good. He drew the charge on him the one time, which was big coming down the stretch. So, kudos to Connor and Keegan in that situation. And Connor moving the ball, making sure we find Luka, Weezy, CJ, and Bohannon. And just thrilled for J-Bo. Hit the dagger three, which he does so often, but also to break the record. It's just, anytime you have one of your guys do something like that, you think about all the great point guards that played at this institution, and for him to have more assists than any one of them is pretty incredible, considering how many points he scored. Yeah. And the fact that he's second all-time in three-point shooting in our league and could get it. I mean, it's within reach. He's got a little ways to go, but it's a possibility. A little harder when you're playing 4 less games than we would have played in a non-pandemic year. But just a spectacular career. And again, you're always happy when somebody on your team accomplishes something great and he can celebrate with his teammates. I mean, he was in a great place. They were, jumping on his head and really felt happy for him. And you want to see that kind of camaraderie in your locker room.
And consider, Coach, for the casual basketball fan, an assist means you were part of 2 points or 3 points.
Right.
So you take Jordan, what's he got, 1,600 career points or close to that, and then multiply 615 assists by 2 or 3. I mean, he's been worth several thousand points at the University of Iowa, and I think sometimes that gets overlooked.
It does, and I think the one that got it, he found Weezy for 3, so that one went for 3. So he got his assist to Luka for Luka to break the record was a great play, and this was a great pass as well. And he's got a lot more left in him.
Coach, when you recruited Jordan, I mean, what'd you see? You're a point guard. What'd you see in the little guy? I know you could see he could shoot like Steph Curry, but did you see him? The setup guy, the guy that had all these assists.
Yeah, he was always a really good passer, and I think it's funny, Bobby, that you bring that up. I think it's a great point because he's such a great shooter and because he scored so many points in high school and in college. I think people have always looked at him as, well, he's a scorer, but he's a scoring one. That's how I looked at him. A guy that, he could play the 2, but he's better with the ball. So we played him at 2. But he scores better from the point guard position, and he understands completely how we want to run our break. And he hits ahead, he pushes it deep, he hits guys on the roll, he hits guys off screens, he hits guys on the curl, he puts it where it's supposed to be, and he understands the concept of ball movement and movement with a purpose. And that's how you put up those kind of numbers. But I think, to go back to Dolph's point, it's a lot of points, but what that equates to is victories. Mm-hmm. He's been a part of a lot of victories because of his ability to find people and make shots for himself and get to the free throw line.
Coach, the other thing I've noticed improvement in his game is just his ball handling. When he's bringing the ball down the floor, always surveying the defense and the setup, but he rarely has it taken away from him, and he's not in a big rush. He'll go sideline to sideline if he has to. I think he's really improved just in his dribbling skills and his ball handling, and as you say, running the offense.
Well, you have to get better because teams at this level come after you. They're picking them up full court. They're beating them up. They have the same stat sheet in front of them that you guys have. So, they a lot of times will play a team and they'll play him differently than they play another point guard because of who he is and what he does. So they might trap him more on ball screens. They might hard hedge when they normally don't hard hedge. They might switch when they normally don't switch. They may ice when they normally don't ice. And they'll come up with specific things for him. So he has to deal with that on a daily basis. And he's, so incredibly mentally tough. Nothing bothers him.
And Coach, let's talk about his defense a little bit. I mean, it's noticeable that it's improved, how he moves over and gets his body in good position. He's playing the angles much better. And, comment on he's never going to be, compared to Gary Payton, the glove, as a point guard lockdown guy. But he's very, very serviceable in that man-to-man defense.
Bobby, he was always good. When you have two hips that need surgery, that's going to affect your ability to move laterally the way he wants to. It's just great to watch him. I kind of think back to his sophomore year when he had plantar fasciitis and 2 torn labrums. What he did that year was nothing short of amazing. And to watch him now be healthier and push the ball the way he is and defend the way he is, it's just, it makes you happy as a coach to be able to see him out there playing so well and feeling good, with his body, because that obviously makes a big difference, especially at this level. And the players are so quick and so powerful and so good. It's hard enough to play, let alone if you have some ailment. And, he's the kind of guy, you both know it. He doesn't say anything if he's got an ailment. He just plays. But you can notice now that he's feeling really good physically.
Yeah. That's great to see. Coach, before we take our first break here tonight, we had Joe Toussaint as our star of the game yesterday, 7 assists for Joe. I'm not sure if he had a turn. He had 1 turnover, and a big basket and a free throw. His floor game was so outstanding. And really your bench, you look at the numbers, 15 points, 7 rebounds, 9 assists. Now that's from Joe, Keegan, and Patrick. And to a man, they said they were out there doing it for Jack yesterday. I think that was so cool and so neat that they would bring Jack Nunge up. Very emotional time, but the production you're getting out of those 3 guys is going to be paramount going forward.
It is, and I have confidence in those 3 guys to do exactly what they did yesterday. And there's pressure on them to perform because Jack had been a huge factor for our team and really instrumental off the bench. You think about a couple of the games, we talked about the couple 18-point games, but his defense on Kofi Coburn in that Illinois game when Luka got in foul trouble, what a performance that was. So, we're going to have to play a little smaller. We'll end up getting, Chris Murray, Tony Perkins, and Aaron Eulis in there as well. They'll be the next guys in, and they're ready to go. Perhaps Josh Agundale. He's a little under the weather. He didn't make the trip, but he's feeling a lot better today, and he should be fine for Thursday. So, really, really proud of Joe and Patrick and Keegan for, like you said, speaking up and just thinking of their teammate, their brother, Jack Nunge.
All right, Coach, thank you. We'll be back with Coach McCaffrey in just a minute. Before we go to a break, I want to let you know how you can reach Fran tonight. You're certainly invited. On Facebook, it's facebook.com/Voice of the Hawks. On Twitter, @Gary Dolphin. YouTube chat room, youtube.com/Hawkeye Radio Network. That's all one word. youtube.com/Hawkeye Radio Network, all one word. And the old-fashioned way, the U.S. Cellular Hawkeye Hotline is available as well. U.S. Cellular, proud to be the official wireless sponsor of Iowa Hawkeye basketball and the Iowa Hawkeyes. U.S. Cellular, connecting Hawkeye Nation. That toll-free number, courtesy of U.S. Cellular, is 1-877-464-2957. 877-464-2957. Our presenting sponsor for Hawk Talk with Coach McCaffrey each week is 1201 Kitchen and Tap, located just off I-80 inside the Hampton Inn and Radisson Hotel and Conference Center. 1201 Kitchen and Tap features an extensive lunch and dinner menu, including tableside guacamole, sandwiches, steaks, seafood, and more. Don't miss out on the domestic and Iowa beers on tap at 1201 Kitchen and Tap, as well as delicious featured wines, whiskeys, and cocktails. So we invite you to stop in all year long at 1201 Kitchen and Tap. The COVID rules are being relaxed more and more, thankfully, as the vaccine gets distributed. And we look forward to being back at 1201 Kitchen and Tap this coming fall and winter with Hawk Talk and Coach Fran McCaffery. We'll be back right after this brief timeout on Hawk Talk.
Get your ice cold Bud Light Seltzer here. Even though you can't go to the game, doesn't mean the game can't be brought to you now here. Just go to budlight.com/delivery. That's budlight.com/delivery.
Give me 2 mangoes.
Coming at you. It's a little short. Ow. Sorry. You know what? I'm just going to walk them over to you.
Whenever there's a game to watch, there's a Bud Light there. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, and Bud Light Seltzer, IRC Beer, beer in Texas, St. Louis, Missouri.
How do you make it as a team? You build on what you got to build what you don't. It's a mentality Ford has applied to building for 117 years. Building trucks with grit, resilience, purpose. SUVs with boundary-pushing capabilities. Vehicles built just like the people they're built for. It's a work ethic that's made us America's best-selling brand. For low lease rates, great financing, and special offers, visit buyfordnow.com or your local Ford dealer, proud supporter of college athletics. Claim 2019 CY total sales.
Right now, the gap between what you should save and what you can save has never felt bigger. The U.S. Bank mobile app can help by finding ways to help you reach your savings goals with personalized insights that fit your real life to make your financial goals feel within reach. Because even our tools are smart enough to put people first. U.S. Bank. We'll get there together. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Authentic brand, more than our name. Our products are designed to deliver on the pure definition of authentic, being true to your own personality, spirit, and character. When you put on an authentic brand product, you'll immediately feel the confidence transformation that you are the definition of authentic. Whether you're at work or play, you deserve to look, feel, and be authentic. Find your authentic feeling at your local spirit store, your corporate company store, or online at authentic-brand.com. That's authentic-brand.com. Look authentic, feel authentic, be authentic.
Here in Iowa, corn is more than our livelihood. It's our way of life. We use it to feed our livestock, helping us raise healthy pigs, cows, and chickens. We use it to make ethanol, helping us power a prosperous, clean-burning future. We use it to nourish our families, helping us stay strong generation to generation. And the more we use it, the more it boosts our economy, helping elevate the lives of all Iowans. You might think Iowa grows corn, but the truth is, corn grows Iowa.
Fans, if you want to give your taste buds the thrill of a dramatic, fun-filled victory, try Blue Bunny Loaded Sundaes. With a roster of all-star flavors, Loaded Sundaes have tons of toppings, swirled in deliciously soft ice cream. Even better, they come straight from the freezer, so you can grab one and get right back to the game. The next time you're in the freezer aisle, let your fun side act as head coach. Get Blue Bunny Loaded Sundaes, available now at your local grocery store.
We're back on Hawk Talk with Iowa basketball coach Fran McCaffery. The Nebraska game, the Hawks host Nebraska on Thursday night. That is an 8 o'clock tip, so our pregame coverage starts at 7 o'clock, tip-off at 8 o'clock here on the Hawkeye Radio Network. And then the Sunday game with Wisconsin, an early game, starts shortly after 11:30 here on the Hawkeye Radio Network. So Bobby and I will be bringing breakfast at 10:30.
There you go.
Sunday morning on the Hawkeye Radio Network. 877-464-2957 is the toll-free number if you'd like to talk to Coach. On YouTube, it's the YouTube chat room, youtube.com/Hawkeye Radio Network. On Twitter, at Gary Dolphin, and on Facebook at facebook.com/Voice of the Hawks. And Fran, that's where we'll start tonight. Eric has a question. Coach, senior night at Carver on Sunday, the arena absolutely should not be empty. Is it possible to bring in first responders, medical personnel who have been vaccinated to help make some noise? Well, I think Eric's pretty serious about that, but that's a Big Ten rule, isn't it, Fran?
Yeah, we presented that as an option. I would love to have seen the first responders, those who have been vaccinated, those workers at the hospital, come in and fill up Carver. But, the league has been steadfast. It's kind of family only, and it's going to be that way probably till next year.
Coach, what about the Big Ten tournament or NCAA tournament? I saw maybe 25% capacity.
The NCAA tournament's going to be different.
That'll be different.
That's not controlled by the Big Ten. The Big Ten tournament will be the same.
Will be the same
as everything else. Yeah.
Fran, I heard on another a radio talk show today in Iowa that a suggestion was that if they can't have fans or anybody else in there on other than family on Sunday night, it'd be nice to do something for Luka and Jordan and the other seniors next year at some game. I'm guessing that's crossed your mind or the university's mind at least to think about.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll do something like that. It's sometimes hard. They might be playing in the NBA or in the G League or overseas. Who knows? But that would be the plan, especially when you look at two of the most decorated Hawkeyes of all time.
Indeed.
You would, not that you don't want to honor Michael Bear and Austin Ash, who are seniors and have been unbelievably popular and such an integral part of our program for these last 4 years. We love those guys. And then, Dylan Mulcahy, he's a manager that we love, and we're going to honor him as well. It's just one of those years, guys. I mean, the parents aren't even going to be allowed on the floor, so it's not going to be anybody in the stands, but the parents are going to be in the stands. We're going to be on the floor. So we'll do the best we can with it. We'll honor them properly, but we'll try to come back and do a better job next year.
And Coach, you mentioned him, Dylan, great guy, manager, came all the way from L.A. to come out here to the University of Iowa and stuck it out, does everything. Great kid. And then Michael Bear and Austin Ash, just expand a little bit. I see those guys' energy on the bench when there's nobody in the stands, but I see them guys kind of leading the charge with the guys and cheering you guys on.
Yeah, Dylan grew up a Hawkeye fan, had relatives, and just dreamed to one day be a part of a Big Ten program here at the University of Iowa. Just been a blessing. I mean, every day, he's so positive. He will come at any time. Any of our players want to work out, he'll rebound for them, throw the ball back to them. You just got to love that about his attitude. Really a student of the game, wants to coach.
Yeah.
So hopefully he'll have that opportunity. Michael and Austin, I mean, what can you say? Michael Bear, of course, the brother of Nicholas Bear. His first year, he was a student manager, and then we moved him into the walk-on position. And you need that because he's a post player. I mean, he can play on the perimeter some too, but he's a little over 6'6", so he's in there banging with Luka. But he's really smart. He learns the offenses of all the other teams. Austin Ash is one of the best shooters I've ever had. He's really a good player and also incredibly smart, learns the other team's offense quickly. He kind of sort of the unofficial captain of the scout team. But those two guys, just loyal Hawkeyes, friends of everybody, understand how to be part of a team and how to help everybody get better, and just beloved teammates, in that locker room.
Coach, on Facebook.com/Voice of the Hawks, Mitch says, Fran, do you think you'll stick with that 8-man rotation in March? You played 8 men yesterday. They all contributed. You're not against playing more, I know.
Yeah, I think sometimes you can stick with 8. At some point, we're going to need 9, 10. Somebody's going to get in foul trouble. Might be 2 people in foul trouble. So you're going to need a few more. But, you get to this point in the season, you're going to keep your key personnel out there as much as you can. That's what you're going to do. So yesterday, for example, there was about 7.5 to go. We were debating on whether to give Luka another rest. We got him twice right before the timeout. So I think he missed about 3 minutes in that game total, maybe 2.5. And I just said, listen, I said, he's going to play that last 7:30. You know, I have 2 timeouts if I need them. We got a media coming after 4. We had a media coming right then. It was a media timeout. So we had a media timeout under 8. There's a media timeout under 4. We had 2 timeouts to take if we needed them. And somebody's going to shoot a free throw. The ball's going to go out of bounds at some point. Chris Holtman might call a timeout. He'll get enough rest. And you know, he never wants to come out. You know that.
And, Coach, here's a question comes in on social media, Twitter, and it's from Andy. He says, tell Coach, Hawkeye Andy says, you need to wear those gold uniforms the rest of the year. They look pretty sharp.
I agree with him. I thought they were really nice.
Yeah.
You know, with the script. I think the guys like them. So we'll see. That's not a bad idea.
They looked really good yesterday.
Yeah.
Coach Carson on Twitter says, Fran, what's the key to beating Nebraska Thursday? They're looking awfully good tonight. They sure are.
They've been good the last 5 or 6 games. They really have. They're moving the ball. They have a lot of different offensive weapons. You know, Mayen tonight's on fire.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he made 5 threes last time I checked. But they spread you out. They go off the dribble. They have really good team speed. They've got some depth. And all of their games have been close. They've all been really close. They won a couple. They'll win tonight, it looks like, obviously. So that'll be their 3rd win. And you know, anything short of your best, you got a problem with Nebraska. Fred's a really good coach. So, you know, we got to come ready, and we'll get them ready.
Yeah, they're up 30 on Rutgers right now, 68-38. But could you break down their personnel a little bit? I know they lost a player here today, their leading scorer. He's moved on, but you know, obviously addition by subtraction possibly.
Well, that could be. I mean, I don't know the particulars of that other than, you know, you look at the scoring for the last, like, 5 games. It's like 6-5, 41, 2, and 0. You know, it's just kind of an odd situation, you know. But you got Trey McGowan's a really good guard, transfer from Pitt. You got Webster, the transfer from Western Illinois. He's a terrific offensive player. You know, you got Thorbenson.
Yep.
You know, he Bobby was not playing much.
No.
And until the last 5 or 6 games, and he has been terrific.
Hit big free throws the other night, yeah.
Mayen, as I said, you know, he's a really talented newcomer. The kid Walker, they put him in at the 5 spot. So now they can bring Uduago off the bench. You know, but I'm missing somebody.
Banton.
Oh, the kid Andre and the kid Banton. Banton's really versatile. He's like a 6'8" guard. And they're bringing him off the bench. He was starting. They're bringing him off the bench now. He's really, really good in transition. He's good getting to the rim. He's good at finding people. So they have a good team. You know, sometimes you look at a team's record and you say, well, they're not any good. But, you know, Illinois, that game was overtime. You look at how well they've played. They played well on the road. And their losses are just by a couple points. And tonight they win by 30 against a really good Rutgers team. Now, Rutgers, last I checked, had only made 2 threes. You know, they typically a better 3-point shooting team. And you know, Nebraska's D'ing them up, I guess, and keeping them from making those threes.
Yeah, it's 68-38 with 5 minutes to go in the game. Mayen, by the way, Coach, Lat Mayen has 25 to this point. He hit, you're right, his first 5 shots and averages 7. So Hawks will be paying attention to him, no doubt, on Thursday night.
Very good shooter. Very good shooter.
Before we take a break with Coach McCaffrey on Hawk Talk, thank you, by the way, for all the input on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. It's lit up tonight. Sherry says, Coach, have officials loosened up a little bit on coaches being on the court during the game? Is it just me, or I notice a few coaches on the court during games? I love the Hawkeyes. Keep playing tough defense. Go Hawks. Thank you, Sherry.
Well, Sherry's right. You know, I watched a bunch of games today in the office, and I noticed it quite a bit. I will go up and down the sideline, but I typically don't go on the court, except obviously during a timeout. But you're seeing some guys that are 2-3 feet out on the court while the game's going on. And the thing that I think a lot of people don't realize is if a player were to run into a coach while he's on the floor, that's a technical foul. That's a rule. And you don't often see it called. And matter of fact, I can only remember one time when it was. We were playing Vermont when I was coaching at Siena, and their coach was always out on the court, and we were running a break. We ran right into him. It was bing, T. Coach, get in the box, go shoot 2 free throws, and we get the ball back. So I pretty much stay off the floor because I know the rule.
You don't want to get run into either, Fran.
No, exactly.
I saw Izzo get knocked out of his chair the other game. That looked like it hurt.
those guys are big and athletic.
He was like, get off me, I'm
weightlifters. All right, Coach, take a break here. We'll come back with more on Hawk Talk with Coach McCaffrey in just a minute. Sherry, thank you very much for the input tonight. We're brought to you by Authentic Brand. Gear up for Iowa's next game with Authentic Brand. It's a great Iowa company that makes Hawkeye apparel for men, women, kids, grandkids. It's the apparel that Bobby and I wear on game days. You can find Authentic Brand at local retailers or order online at authentic-brand.com. Authentic-brand.com. Authentic Brand, look authentic, feel authentic, be authentic. Authentic Brand, that just jogged my memory here. Speaking of brand, Tom Brands, the Olympic gold medal winner and, of course, the Hall of Fame coach, in my view, of Hawkeye wrestling, will lead his #1 ranked Hawks into Penn State this weekend for the Big Ten wrestling championships. And Fran McCaffrey will be with us till the top of the hour. And then between 8 and 8:30 tonight, we'll hear a few minutes of an interview I did today with Tom Brands. He'll be the subject of our Fight for Iowa podcast this week that will go online this Wednesday. And we'll give you all those details a little bit later on. But Coach Brands will be with us here on the Coach McCaffrey Show between 8 and 8:30 tonight. Always interesting, always a great interview.
Looking forward to it.
Tom Brands is, and if you don't tell him that you really like it, he'll get you in a headlock. So there you go. Back with more on Hawk Talk right after this pause.
Is your vehicle worn out from winter? Before spring arrives, get a free vehicle inspection from my dad, Brian Sekafetz, and his staff at Dodge Street Tire and Auto. For over 25 good years, they've been your family-friendly, dependable, and honest neighborhood auto repair shop. That's why their loyal customers have once again voted Dodge Street Tire as the best in the area. Don't be left out in the cold. Dodge Street Tire and Auto at the corner of Dodge and Church Street.
Insurance companies are in business to make money. Their stockholders insist on it. But a mutual insurance company does not answer to stockholders because it's actually owned by the policyholders. This makes it much easier for a mutual insurance company to step up and do the right thing. Something worth considering as you try to decide what kind of insurance company to trust with the future of your business. West Bend Mutual Insurance. The worst brings out our best. Visit thesilverlining.com to find out more.
Our Oak Knoll community has survived the pandemic so far with 0 cases of COVID in the more than 400 residents we serve. Nearly all of our residents and staff have been fully vaccinated. I'm Steve Rowe, Executive Director. Thank you to our residents, staff, family members, and business partners for your diligence and sacrifice. Come join our safe life care community. We have apartments available now. Call me at 351-1720 for your private tour.
Get ready for more. Introducing Hy-Vee Plus. Get a Hy-Vee Plus premium membership for just $99 a year and get fuel savings every time you shop in-store and online. Plus, exclusive deals and offers every month. Plus, you can call our Red Line hotline day or night for anything you need. Plus, free online delivery and free express pickup. Plus, a personal online shopper. With Hy-Vee Plus, our plus equals more. Sign up today. Some restrictions apply.
Fans, if you want to give your taste buds the thrill of a dramatic, fun-filled victory, try Blue Bunny Loaded Sundaes. With a roster of all-star flavors, Loaded Sundaes have tons of toppings, swirled in deliciously soft ice cream. Even better, they come straight from the freezer, so you can grab one and get right back to the game. The next time you're in the freezer aisle, let your fun side act as head coach. Get Blue Bunny Loaded Sundaes, available now at your local grocery store.
Feel the power. Feel the speed. Feel extreme. Hawk fans, get extreme, powered by Mediacom, and experience streaming so real you can feel it. Whether you're live streaming the game or streaming your favorite series, with supercharged speeds up to 1 gig and powerful whole home Wi-Fi, you're in it. Our 100% gigabit technology network was built to take you further. Get ready to feel it. Extreme, powered by Mediacom.
Welcome back to Hawk Talk. Monday night Iowa basketball. Hawk Talk. Iowa number 5 in the Associated Press poll. Michigan jumped Baylor into the second position this week. It's still Gonzaga, solid number 1. Michigan got the remaining votes. Baylor is 3. And then you've got the Fighting Illini, the Hawkeyes in that top 5. So the Big Ten certainly sticking its chest out, flexing its muscles as well it should. You can reach Coach McCaffrey on YouTube through Facebook.com/Voice of the Hawks and on Twitter at Gary Dolphin, or the toll-free number 877-464-2957. Fran is here until 8 o'clock tonight, top of the hour. By the way, we've got one more Hawk Talk after tonight. It'll be next Monday night, same time, same place, and we'll preview the Big Ten tournament coming up next week. And then we'll also, of course, review what we hope are 2 victories over Nebraska and the Wisconsin Badgers coming up later this week. Coach, I had a buddy email me a question for you today. Would like, and he's not sure of the rules, so we'll get it out there. But and I think it's interesting. He said, with all the exposure that Luka has brought the program over these last few years, the big guy bringing all the attention to Iowa basketball, and there are others, of course, but his interest was in Luka coming to Iowa. Folks have seen the way you've coached him up, been developed by your staff. What has that done within the rules, of course, in quality bigs now looking at Iowa? Are AAU coaches and or high school coaches allowed to contact you and say, hey, look at my guy? It's interesting because every game's on TV. What's been the response from other big kids? I know you have a list of kids you're recruiting, but I'm sure you're getting a few inquiries.
Yeah, it's been a dramatic impact, but it's not like you don't really get inquiries. We're the ones doing the inquiring. But you're right, Dolph. It has happened. There's been a couple cases where connections, coaches reached out and said, hey, we watched you play. So we've had more games on CBS this year than we've had. We've had 3. Mm-hmm. We only had 1 in the previous 10 years. So other than, a game maybe in the NCAA tournament. So that has been really helpful. We've had a ton of ESPN games. Games are now on Fox. So the notoriety and the attention that he has received has had great impact in how we're looked at on the recruiting front. He's absolutely right. But you're talking to prospects and their families, and they're keenly aware of your program. It's not like they kind of know, they might remember some Iowa players, maybe they saw a game, they follow the Big Ten. No, they know exactly what we're doing, who we have. They know Garza, and they've watched this on CBS or ESPN or Fox, and that goes a long way. Because what we'll have now is, we look at a number of our prospects, they watch every game. And then when you talk to them, you talk about the games. So, they're watching your team play because, you're talking specifically about plays that happen in the game and the game itself. And that's when a prospect is really, really interested as opposed to somewhat interested.
Great. Thank you.
All right, Coach, we're going to go to Facebook here. I'm going to go right to the top. We got 5 or 6 of them here we got to get in. Congrats, Coach, on a great win Sunday. Curious what moment, if any, adversity this year has taught the team something that's tough to teach them as a coach without going through it, experiencing it.
I think, we've had a couple tough losses where our offense wasn't what it could have been. You think back to the Gonzaga game. It seemed like we couldn't make a three. We made a ton of threes against North Carolina. And then Gonzaga, we didn't make any, we were open, and we didn't make any threes. We had, against Michigan, we had some, we talked about this earlier tonight. Shots normally go in for Luka, for everybody. And he didn't. And then, our defense wasn't as tight as it needed to be at that particular time. So, you learn from those performances that were good on some levels, but not good on others, and weren't good enough on that day. When you're playing teams like Michigan and Gonzaga, they're 1-2 right now. You have to be better. You have to be better at both ends of the floor. And we've got a very mature group that understands how to work, how to prepare, and the importance of it. And, this has been a very fun team to be around, guys, and you know it. Of course, you're not around them as much this year as you normally would be, but, it's a fun group to be around, and we continuously get better.
Coach, Julie on Facebook, a tremendous win yesterday, Fran. This team is so special, so is in capital letters. Such a bummer we can't be in Carver cheering them on and showing them how much we love them and how proud we are of them. Good luck going forward. Thank you, Julie. Brian, Coach, your man-to-man defense has improved a lot over the course of the season. What concepts in man have you seen improve the most? And has it been more about the players seeing and reacting to situations more quickly, or is it changes you've made on the run in the man system?
Our ball screen defense has been dramatically better. It really has been. Our transition defense has been good, and we're going to be in transition because we're running. We're running, and a lot of teams in our league run. And you want to win. If they run and we run, we want to win the transition battle. And a lot of teams are running, and some teams are running almost exclusively ball screen action. And if they run an action, it ends up in a ball screen on the side, a ball screen in the middle. So you got to be able to do that, and then rebounding. We want to run. You got to rebound the ball, and rebound misses, and get your break going.
Coach, here's one came in on Social World there at Twitter. It says, Troy, thank you, Troy. He says he listened to an interesting podcast. Everybody's got the podcast going now on WHO Radio about Philadelphia native Paul Westhead and his incredible journey in coaching. Do you, Coach McCaffrey, know Paul Westhead, come across him? Any stories on Paul Westhead?
Know Paul Westhead really well. Really, really terrific guy. Paul recruited me to go to LaSalle. I took a visit there. I went to LaSalle High School, so there's Christian Brothers High School, Christian Brothers University, and so I visited there. He was one of the first guys, Bobby. He called it the system. And they were trying to score 105 points. This was before the clock and before the three-point line. I would say probably maybe for Hawk fans, somewhat reminiscent of those, Freddie Brown, John Johnson teams.
Mm-hmm.
But they were trying to shoot the ball in under 5 seconds, and really, really making you play fast, playing defense that invites you to drive the ball, invites you to shoot the ball. You're trying to hold the ball. They would get on the side of you and force you toward your own basket. Really kind of an innovator. Of course, coached the Lakers when they won it. He coached Magic and Kareem. Loyola Marymount, remember how they played?
Yeah.
But he was doing that. Paul was doing that in the 70s at LaSalle. Spent a lot of time with him on the Nike trip in recent years. And, reminiscing, telling stories about Philadelphia. He used to, my senior year in high school, rather than go to open gym at my high school after school, I would go to LaSalle College and play with Michael Brooks and Darryl Gladden and Mark Spain and those guys to get myself ready for my senior year and then also for when I was going to go to college. So, really an intellectual, an expert in Shakespeare. You don't often see that. A Shakespearean expert coaching the LA Lakers. Really a smart, funny, friendly, really good dude, Paul Weston.
Paul Weston. I love to watch his teams play, especially those Loyola, that Loyola club. Well, I know you're an Eagles fan, and I was reading today about the passing of Irv Cross, who was a great Philadelphia Eagle, 6-time All-Pro, made several Pro Bowls, but of course he was one of the trailblazers for the NFL Today with Jimmy the Greek and Phyllis George and who Brent Musburger. Yeah. So every show you see today about the NFL, whether it's on Fox or NBC, well, they all have their leadoff shows now. Those are all derivatives of the NFL Today on CBS, and so we remember Irv Cross passing. I think he grew up. Is it Bryn Mawr? Is that how you pronounce that, Fran?
Yeah, Bryn Mawr. Yeah,
Pennsylvania, and a great Philadelphia Eagle. He was one of the great defensive backs in the '60s. Back in what was the name of the state? Was it Municipal?
It was Franklin Field.
Franklin Field, yeah,
they famous. Franklin Field, which is on Penn's campus. It's still there. That's where Penn plays their football games. But the Eagles played there until Veterans Stadium opened up in 1970. And when the Eagles won, it wasn't called the Super Bowl. It was the NFL Championship in 1960 with Chuck Bednarik. They won that in Franklin Field.
Right. Another guy you wouldn't want to run into. Chuck Bednarik.
No, anybody whose nickname is Concrete, you don't want to be part of that. Concrete Charlie. Great nickname.
He can walk out on the floor anytime he wants, because if you run into him, you're going to end up with the worst of a Chuck Bednarik, NFL Hall of Famer. All right, Coach, let's see here.
That double bye one up there.
Yeah, Tommy checks in. How huge would a double bye be for the Big Ten tournament? Has Iowa ever had a double bye in the Big Ten tournament? Well, how about that 25-win team in 2005 when there were a 3-seed Bruner and Horner and Haluska? We'll double check on that, Tommy. But to his main point, Fran, double bye would be huge.
Did they even have a double bye back then before the league expanded?
That's my answer, Fran. I don't think they ever did.
Maybe
I'll go to the book here.
I don't think the double bye existed until we expanded to 14 teams, but I could be wrong on that.
No, I think you're right, Coach, because I forgot about the expansion necessity, because they've added a day, right? Used to be a Thursday through Sunday, and now they play on Wednesday, so that is absolutely correct.
Thank you, Coach.
But double bye for the Big Ten tournament, I think it speaks for itself.
Yeah, I mean, obviously you get an extra day, as it manifests itself in a lot of different ways. Obviously improves your chances to win the tournament. You have to play less games to do it, but it also less games prior to the NCAA tournament. So you kind of want to do well in both. You don't want to look ahead, but let's be honest, the NCAA tournament starts, the bids come out the day of the finals of our tournament. So, if you got to win 5, I remember that year when Kemba Walker was at UConn, they won 5 games to go to the tournament. It makes it difficult. You got to win 5, and you got to turn around and win 6. It makes it hard. But you get to this time of the year, all the kids want to do is play games. You don't kill them in practice at all. You get up and down a little bit, you break a sweat, you get some shots up, you go through the scouting report, and let's go play. We've been through it enough. If you get to this point and you're still standing, then your guys get it, how to prepare and how to compete.
Well said. This is the 20th anniversary of the Hawks running the table 4 straight wins in 2001 at the Big Ten tournament, their first Big Ten tournament championship. And let's hope the Hawks can pull off another one here in a week or so. Fran, we're almost at the top of the hour. Before we let you go, we're going to got an interview we did today with Tom Brands, your buddy Tom Brands, about the Big Ten Wrestling Championships coming up this weekend. And then we're going to talk to Joey Woody. What a feat. The Hawks win the men's track and field championships, first time since 1929 this weekend. And congratulations to Coach Woody, who's an Olympic caliber champion in his own right. I know you coaches really are close. A word about Tom Brands and Joey Woody before we let you go.
Yeah, obviously Tom and I became very close right away. You know, we jumped on the I-Club circuit together, and we became really good friends. I mean, he is so delightful and funny, but as fierce a competitor as you're ever going to come across. I mean, you have no choice if you wrestled for Gable. But just, a guy that I root for every day, how he does his business, how he coaches, family man. I think we all know that he's got a team this year, had one last year. I think we would have won the whole thing. And I'm not talking about the Big Ten. I'm talking about the whole thing. And that had to be really hard for him. But as you know, he just stays positive and would just keep grinding, would just keep working, and he can do it this year. There's no question. They have a team that's capable, and we're all pulling for him. I mean, I would be so thrilled for them to hang another banner, national championship banner. Joey, I mean, he's special. What he's done with our track program. Another guy that I don't know as well because we don't do the I-Club circuit, but we see each other at meetings. Of course, that hasn't happened in a year. Mm-hmm. But just another delightful guy. You watch him work, you watch him interact. He's locked in. He's got a plan. You don't win the whole thing in this league unless you have a plan. He's not building a team; he's building a program, and I'm thrilled for him and pulling for Tom.
Well, we appreciate you giving a few minutes of your show time tonight to two quality guys and two quality programs in Coach Brands and Coach Woody. Well, Fran, good luck we'll see you on Thursday at Carver Hawkeye Arena. I know you want to get back to the tape of Nebraska and Rutgers tonight, but we'll look forward to seeing you later this week and finishing up on a high note of the Big Ten regular season.
Look forward to it, guys. Thanks so much.
Yeah, thank you, Coach.
Coach McCaffrey, whose Hawkeyes are now ranked 5th in the country. It's Gonzaga number 1. Illinois is 4th. Michigan is 2nd. And then Baylor is 3rd. Illinois is up to 4th. Illinois made a big jump. Iowa, of course, hopped up 4 spots to 5th. The rest of the top 10 has West Virginia 6th. Ohio State, we knew they wouldn't drop far, nor should they. They're 7th. The Buckeyes still in the top 10. Alabama is 8, Houston 9, and Villanova is 10th. There are a couple of other Big Ten schools in the top 25. Purdue, Matt Painter's Purdue Boilermakers playing well, Bobby. They're 23rd, and the Wisconsin Badgers hanging in there at number 25.
Yeah, Purdue sitting there right behind Iowa in the Big Ten standings. I'm looking at in front of me, Iowa at 12-6, Purdue at 11-6, Ohio State now at 12-7. Wisconsin, our final opponent of the regular season, they're at 10-8.
Well, if the Hawkeyes take care of business this week and get 2 victories over Nebraska and the Badgers at Carver, then they will be the 3 seed.
Yeah, that would be awesome
at the Big Ten tournament. Okay, we're at the top of the hour. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. Hawk Talk with Fran McCaffery continues after a station ID break. You're listening to Hawk Talk with Coach McCaffrey. And thanks for tuning in tonight. We're brought to you by 1201 Kitchen and Tap, where the focus is simple. to deliver outstanding service, quality products, and consistency, along with a great menu selection. Guests to the Coralville restaurant experience the best of Midwest American cuisine, domestic and Iowa craft beers, and specialty drinks. 1201 Kitchen and Tap. It's the presenting sponsor each week for Hawk Talk with Iowa basketball coach Fran McCaffery. More Hawk Talk coming up. We'll hear from Hawkeye track and field coach Joey Woody. Big Ten champions. That's next when we return.
Get your ice cold Bud Light Seltzer here. Even though you can't go to the game, doesn't mean the game can't be brought to you now here. Just go to budlight.com/delivery. That's budlight.com/delivery.
Give me 2 mangoes.
Coming at you. It's a little short. Ow. Sorry. You know what? I'm just going to walk them over to you.
Whenever there's a game to watch, there's a Bud Light there. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, and Bud Light Seltzer, IRC Beer in Texas, St. Louis, Missouri.
Staying connected means games can still feel like this, even if they actually sound like this.
That's why U.S. Cellular is building a 5G network that works from outside to inside uninterrupted,
so you can stay connected even if you aren't at the game.
Right now, get unlimited data for just $30 a month.
Check out uscellular.com for more info.
U.S. Cellular. Data may be temporarily slower than other traffic in times of congestion. Video streams at up to 480p DVD quality. Credit approval and autopay paperless billing required. Additional terms apply.
Like any winning team, it takes every part of EMC insurance companies working together to successfully ensure that our agents, policyholders, and employees can count on EMC. And they do. They count on our broad range of insurance products and services. They count on our superior level of personalized service, and they trust that we will continue to be a financially stable partner, just like we have been for more than 100 years. All of this makes EMC one of the nation's premier insurance companies, and that's something you can always count on.
We might not remember the exact feeling of catching our first fish, but one thing's for sure, we must have really liked it, because from that moment forward, our futures were set. And fishing has shown us everything from people to places we probably never would have seen. So, maybe this whole fishing thing isn't just about keeping a fish at all. Maybe it's about keeping that feeling alive. Shields, we feel it too. So stop in and let's talk fishing.
Imagine a virtual club that's free to join, where the fun never stops and where there's always something new and exciting happening. It's the Prize Zone, a special part of the Iowa Lottery VIP Club that'll make your VIP experience even VIP-ier. Members can enter Prize Zone drawings for cash, technology, lottery tickets, concert tickets, and sports ticket prizes all day, every day, all year long. Get rules and complete details at ialottery.com. Join today and see what's waiting for you in the VIP Club Prize Zone.
Expert care for sports injuries means getting back in the game sooner and stronger. I'm Dr. Brian Wolf, Director at University of Iowa Sports Medicine and Team Physician for the Iowa Hawkeyes. You should never play through pain. That's why our sports medicine experts are here for you with same day, next day, and evening appointments. For imaging, therapy, or surgery, choose the team the Iowa Hawkeyes choose. Schedule a visit at uihc.org/sportsmedicine.
Hawk Talk with Iowa basketball coach Fran McCaffery. Fran's left the building. He's studying tape, getting ready for Rutgers, 8 o'clock here Thursday night on the Hawkeye Radio Network. And he has only too graciously or allowed us to welcome in a couple of our other outstanding coaches on campus, starting with Joey Woody. He is the director of track and field for the University of Iowa Hawkeyes, men and women's programs. And what a weekend for Coach and his kids, both men and women. Of course, the men, first Big Ten title since 1929, and they've had outstanding track and field down through the years with Coach Wazorek and Ted Wheeler and others, but it's been a long time since the Hawks have brought the trophy home. And let's start with the men. The women finished third, by the way. So, Joey, congratulations. Great to see you.
Thank you. I appreciate it. It's been a fun weekend.
What was the best part of standing on the medal stand? You're a world champion. You know that routine, although it never gets old, does it?
It never gets old, that's for sure. You know, I think the best part was just having the opportunity to compete. I think, we've through this whole year, it's been, we got shut down a year ago at the NCAA championships. We were in Albuquerque and we got the call that we needed to come home literally right before we were heading over to the track to compete. And we had, both our men and women's teams were ranked really high, and we thought we were going to have a chance at doing really well, being top 10 in the country. So to be able to go from that to not being able to, compete all last spring to just have an opportunity to compete indoor was really special. We knew we had a great team, both men and women, and just very fortunate to get through this whole season and to be able to compete at the Big Ten Championship and come out on top. Our guys just were really dialed in all year and did what we needed to do to navigate COVID and deal with all the testing and all the protocols that went with that. And they just stayed really focused and really came in and delivered really well this whole weekend.
I see you, Joey, via Zoom there. You got the Big Ten champion hat on there. Congratulations. There it is, right there. That won't come off for a few weeks and then back at it. But, hey, just talk about the process when you got the job here, when you were hired, and then, who you brought in and how you did it and the culture that you create and now culminates with this success.
Well, I was, blessed to be hired by Coach Wiz and to be able to follow his leadership here at Iowa. We created a really good sprints hurdles program while I was an assistant, and then, had the opportunity to become the head coach. And I guess, it was really just getting the right people on our staff that really believed in the vision of what we were trying to do. And, the first thing I said is we need to recruit in our state. We got to really go after the best kids in our state and develop those kids. We got to recruit internationally. We got to recruit all across the country. But the core of our program is our Iowa kids, and they really stepped up. If you look at a lot of the results on from this weekend, we had guys that were from small town Iowa that stepped up, did some big things. Alex Still is from a small town in Iowa that was runner up in the Big Ten in the 800, and then Grant Reeves from Atlantic, Iowa. Runner up in the Big Ten in the high hurdles, like just guys like that really are key to our success and have been over the last few years. But it's just really is the kids have bought in, the coaching staff. We work our tails off every single day to create a program that is built on excellence, and we have a vision of success. And we're not going to keep working on this. We're just going to keep plugging away, and our goal is to be the best program in the country. I mean, at the end of the day, that's what we're here for. I mean, we were already talking today just about what we need to do to win the outdoor championship on both sides, both men and women. So, I've got the hat on, but we're already thinking about outdoor.
Looking good, though.
Joey Woody, coach of or director of men's and women's track for the Big Ten champion Hawkeye men. The women finished third. Peyton Hack, gold in the heptathlon. James Carter Jr., gold in the long jump. He's been a big boost to the program. You had 4 silver medal winners for the ladies. Paige McGee, 60 hurdles champion. I saw her name all over that score sheet this weekend, Joey.
Yeah, Paige is a really great story. She wasn't highly recruited out of high school, and we were really fortunate. I recruited her more as a 400 hurdler because that was probably her best event in high school. But she comes in to become 60-meter hurdle champion as a true freshman is pretty much unheard of. So really proud of that girl, and she's going to be something special down the road. I think she's going to really contribute outdoor in both hurdle events, and at some point she'll be on both of our relays as well.
The Hawkeyes head to Fayetteville, Arkansas, March 12th and 13th for the NCAA Indoor National Championships. Coach, sincere congratulations. Yeah. We're all proud and happy for you, and keep it going. Keep building it.
That's the plan. Thank you. I appreciate it, guys.
Thanks, Joey. Joey Woody, the head track and field coach, director of track and field at the University of Iowa for both the men and women. I mean, this guy's a world champion in the 400-meter hurdles.
We could have kept him on for another 20 minutes. Yeah. I wanted to ask him about his world championship qualifier over in Athens, Greece. I'm sure they visited the original Coliseum there, with the stadium with white marble seats, and he was on a world champion 4x4 relay team. I mean, I'm old enough to remember watching Joey fly around the track, whether it was a relay or just himself. You would have been a good hurdler with that 6'6" frame, don't you think? You know what I did when I was in track and field in 7th and 8th grade? My dad was our coach. He was a pole vaulter back when they used to pole vault with the cane pole. The old
the bamboo cane.
We did the high jump. We'd jump onto mattresses, but I was a shot put discus guy, believe it or not.
Oh man, I hope there's old 16mm film of that laying around. We'll take a break. Come back with more Hawk Talk in just a minute.
They say nothing in life is free.
Well, we're here to tell you they're wrong. Because when you switch to US Cellular, you can get the latest 5G phones for free with no hidden requirements. Yes, you heard that right. The Samsung Galaxy S20 FE or the Google Pixel 5 for free with no hidden requirements. As in zip, zilch, zero. And the best part is, 5G is included on all plans. So go ahead, make the upgrade to 5G today. US Cellular. Terms and conditions apply. See store or uscellular.com for details.
Primary care providers should be able to look at patients, read between the lines, and know something's not right. Hi, I'm Dr. Denise Martinez at University of Iowa Healthcare. 80% of conditions can be treated by a family medicine doctor, so our comprehensive and caring approach is key. And if it turns out to be serious or out of our scope, we'll connect you to the right specialists right away. With experts all across the region, find one near you at uihc.org.
Get ready for more. Introducing Hy-Vee Plus. Get a Hy-Vee Plus premium membership for just $99 a year and get fuel savings every time you shop in-store and online. Plus, exclusive deals and offers every month. Plus, you can call our Red Line hotline day or night for anything you need. Plus, free online delivery and free express pickup. Plus, a personal online shopper. With Hy-Vee Plus, our plus equals more. Sign up today. Some restrictions apply.
Hi, Hawkeye fans. Gary Dolphin here for UPS. Your customers want more from your business. You've got to make more happen, whether they're in Coralville or on the other side of the world. Globally or locally, UPS is building solutions to help businesses give their customers exactly what they want. More made easy. UPS, the official logistics company of Iowa Athletics.
The Hawkeyes and United Healthcare want to congratulate Plaza Florist as this week's Small Business Spotlight winner. Plaza Florist is your go-to florist in Des Moines and the surrounding communities. Plaza Florist can help with all of your floral and special event needs. Whether it's to say happy birthday, I'm sorry, I do, flowers, say what words can't. Visit Plaza Florist at 100th Street in Urbandale. Put your business in the spotlight by visiting HawkeyeSports.com/UHC.
Experience the benefit of Blue with a Medicare supplement plan from Wellmark Blue Cross and Blue Shield. With our plans, you'll enjoy nationwide access to care, optional dental, vision, and hearing coverage, and more. Call 1-888-616-8927 or go online to wellmark.com/Medicare plans. You may even qualify for a special household discount. This is the benefit of Blue. Wellmark Blue Dental product available to Iowa residents only. Must reside in the service area of the plan. Wellmark Medicare supplement insurance plans are not connected with or endorsed by any government agency.
Welcome back to Hawk Talk with Iowa basketball coach Fran McCaffery. Thanks to Joey Woody, the coach of the Big Ten track and field champion Hawkeye men. Congratulations to the ladies. They finished third. Appreciate Coach Woody stopping by for a few minutes. We'll hear from Tom Brand shortly. But first, a scoreboard update courtesy of U.S. Bank. U.S. Bank, where months of downtime and soul searching have inspired much, from renovating a kitchen to a new home mortgage. U.S. Bank can help you do it all because we're dedicated to turning your new inspiration into your next pursuit. U.S. Bank, equal housing lender, member FDIC. Well, the Hawks play Nebraska Thursday, and Hoiberg's got them playing at a high level, a high rate of accomplishment. Nebraska thumped Rutgers tonight, 72-51, and we know how good Rutgers is, so the more games Nebraska plays, they're settling in, and they'll be here for an 8 o'clock tip-off on Thursday. Huskers win it by 20 at home against Rutgers. 17th-ranked Virginia outlasted Miami, 62-51. Syracuse has edged North Carolina tonight. The Qs 72 and the Tar Heels 70, and getting underway at 8 o'clock, just starting, is 16th-ranked Oklahoma taking on number 17 Oklahoma State. That's our U.S. Bank scoreboard update. We'll hear from Coach Brands next on Hawk Talk.
Is your vehicle worn out from well winter? Before spring arrives, get a free vehicle inspection from my dad, Brian Sekafetz, and his staff at Dodge Street Tire and Auto. For over 25 good years, they've been your family-friendly, dependable, and honest neighborhood auto repair shop. That's why their loyal customers have once again voted Dodge Street Tire as the best in the area. Don't be left out in the cold. Dodge Street Tire and Auto at the corner of Dodge and Church Street.
American Equity salutes today's hero of the game and is a proud sponsor of the ongoing recognition of our military at Hawkeye games this season. Thank you to all the men and women, past and present, who have served our country and allow all of us to enjoy the freedom and liberty we enjoy today. American Equity's vision is to become the premier insurance company specializing in retirement savings and income products. To learn more about our company, please visit our website at american-equity.com.
Our Oak Knoll community has survived the pandemic so far with 0 cases of COVID in the more than 400 residents we serve. Nearly all of our residents and staff have been fully vaccinated. I'm Steve Rowe, Executive Director. Thank you to our residents, staff, family members, and business partners for your diligence and sacrifice. Come join our safe life care community. We have apartments available now. Call me at 351-1720 for your private tour.
Champions share common traits: integrity, reliability, hard work, and innovation. Your Better Business Bureau knows championship companies. We conduct background checks and listen to consumers around Iowa and Illinois, so we know the true character of these companies. Let the BBB match you with a championship company when you're hiring a contractor, using a business, or need a service. The Better Business Bureau is an Iowa nonprofit serving our neighbors for over 80 years. BBB help and information is free. So find us at bbb.org/Iowa.
MidAmerican Energy and you, together partnering to change the energy landscape by pioneering money-saving, energy efficiency programs and building a new industry in Iowa, wind energy, all while keeping your rates low. So what's next? We'll keep delivering cost-effective energy efficiency programs while putting money back in your pocket. That's right. You decide how best to spend your savings. That's a partnership good for you, good for the environment, and good for Iowa. Another way we're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
How do you make it as a team? You build on what you got to build what you don't. It's a mentality Ford has applied to building for 117 years. Building trucks with grit, resilience, purpose. SUVs with boundary-pushing capabilities. Vehicles built just like the people they're built for. It's a work ethic that's made us America's best-selling brand. For low lease rates, great financing, and special offers, visit buyfordnow.com or your local Ford dealer, proud supporter of college athletics. Claim 2019 CY total sales.
Hawk Talk with Iowa coach Fran McCaffery is brought to you by Iowa Corn and the Iowa Corn Cy-Hawk Series. On hold for this year. Iowa's corn farmers, though, will continue to stand behind this unique series and everything it stands for, because here in Iowa, we grow corn, but the truth is corn grows Iowa. Well, the top-ranked wrestlers head to this weekend's Big Ten Championships at Penn State, having not had an opponent competition for almost a month due to COVID. The Hawks and the Nittany Lions were declared co-champions of the Big Ten this year, where dual meets are concerned. Iowa 5-0, Penn State 6-0, and now it gets down to the brass tacks out at State College this weekend. The Hawkeyes at the Big Ten tournament have 4 wrestlers ranked number 1. 9 of the 10 on the ladder are rated 5th or better. Pure talent, recruiting and development, great coaching. Here's head coach Tom Brands.
Meet your expectation, especially when you're a discriminating competitor. You can always get better, and that's how our guys operate. They are very optimistic people, so they take the good out of every day, but they also know that there's room for improvement every day as well. So we know that, you could say our dominating performance maybe sets us up for, maybe something that looks like, we're going to breeze through something coming up here called the Big Ten Championships, and that's not the case. We got to be ready to go to work. We got to be ready to fight. We got to be ready to wrestle tough 7-minute matches and longer if we have to. And you get ready for that. You get ready for that in the way that you've gotten ready for it since you started the sport of wrestling. It's that simple.
He gets right to the point. He doesn't mess around, and he's right. Spencer Lee, Austin DeSanto, Jaden Ironman, talk about a menacing 1-2-3 front end for the Hawkeyes. Lee and 165-pounder Alex Marinelli are defending conference champions. Michael Kemmerer is rated number 1 at 174. I don't know that there's a pivotal decisive weight class because the Hawks are so strong top to bottom and a heavy favorite to defend their Big Ten title this weekend out at Penn State. Good luck to Coach Brands. And after this weekend, it's on to St. Louis for the national championships 2 weeks hence. Appreciate Coach Brand stopping by on Hawk Talk. We'll step out, take another break, come back and talk more Iowa basketball right after this on Hawk Talk with Fran McCaffery.
Imagine a virtual club that's free to join, where the fun never stops and where there's always something new and exciting happening. It's the Prize Zone, a special part of the Iowa Lottery VIP Club that'll make your VIP experience even VIPier. Members can enter Prize Zone drawings for cash, technology, lottery tickets, concert tickets, and sports ticket prizes all day, every day, all year long. Get rules and complete details at ialottery.com. Join today and see what's waiting for you in the VIP Club Prize Zone.
Hi, I'm Gary Dolphin, and if you want your home to be exceptionally comfortable during these cold Iowa winters and hot, humid summers, you need to turn to Dave Lennox and your local Lennox home comfort specialist. Lennox has been serving Iowa consumers since 1895, when Dave Lennox built his first furnace in Marshalltown, and Lennox is still building its high-efficiency furnaces and air conditioners there today. For the best home comfort system you can buy, it's Lennox and your local Lennox dealer. Lennox and the Hawkeyes. Now there's a winning combination.
The Hawkeyes and United Healthcare want to congratulate Plaza Florist as this week's Small Business Spotlight winner. Plaza Florist is your go-to florist in Des Moines and the surrounding communities. Plaza Florist can help with all of your floral and special event needs. Whether it's to say happy birthday, I'm sorry, I do, flowers, say what words can't. Visit Plaza Florist at 100th Street in Urbandale. Put your business in the spotlight by visiting HawkeyeSports.com/UHC. Whether it's a commercial, residential, healthcare, or industrial project, Carpenters Union Local 1260 provides a professional and productive workforce, on time and on budget. And Union Carpenters also have specialized COVID prevention training to allow for the safest environment possible. Since 1902, Carpenters Union Local 1260 has been building the University of Iowa, and that relationship continues today as a proud partner of Hawkeye Athletics. To find a union contractor and union carpenters for your next job, visit carpentersunionlocal1260.com or call 319-338-1638. Iowa-based Renewable Energy Group is America's largest producer of biodiesel. Biodiesel delivers the performance farmers and fleet managers expect from their equipment. It's also one of the cleanest fuels available today. Using REG biodiesel is a simple way to reduce greenhouse gas emissions and improve air quality now with every tank full. For more than 20 years, REG has produced safe, clean, and high-quality sustainable fuel that's used in Iowa, across the U.S., and around the world. Learn more at regi.com.
Feel the power. Feel the speed. Feel extreme. Hawk fans, get extreme. Powered by Mediacom. And experience streaming so real you can feel it. Whether you're live streaming the game or streaming your favorite series with supercharged speeds up to 1 gig and powerful whole home Wi-Fi, you're in it. Our 100% gigabit technology network was built to take you further. Get ready to feel it. Extreme. Powered by Mediacom.
Spin move, turns, step back, jump shot, no good. Rebound, run down, tip by Wieskamp. Run down by Joe. Here come the Hawks. Still 2-2. Wieskamp 4-3. Left wing, yes sir, splashed it down. Bullseye. Beautiful, as Larry Clisby would say. We had Kyle check in with us on YouTube. Dolphin Bobby, I read that longtime voice of Purdue basketball, Larry Clisby, passed away over the weekend. Can you guys talk about your relationship with Larry and maybe discuss your relationships with some of your other favorite announcers around the NCAA? Well, I'll keep it to the Big Ten because it is a very close fraternity, not only with the play-by-play guys, but with our broadcast teams. Bobby has been my analyst for 24 years now. Larry Clisby was such a major part of the Purdue broadcasting team and therefore the Purdue basketball program for over 40 years. Think about this, how he worked with Gene Cady all those years, the legendary Hall of Fame coach, and now with Matt Painter, who's one of the bright young coaches in college basketball. Look at how Purdue's playing right now with a revamped lineup that Matt had to build this year. But the Cliz, as we affectionately called him, was one of a kind. I mean, this guy was he was a trailblazer, and his signature call was Bullseye. That's why we used it yesterday. I think all of the Big Ten play-by-play announcers around the conference this weekend on their team's first three, we asked them to yell out Bullseye, and if they didn't, they will perhaps later this week. But he was a dear friend, known Larry for a long time, and we'd have a cold beer together back in the days when we could do that on road trips or when they came to Iowa City. And he was just a generous, a very jovial, a conversationalist. He loved talk Purdue basketball, loved the Big Ten.
Loved all that, Gary. Loved people as well. And, I didn't know him at the beginning, but it was because of our relationship that I really started to reach out to a lot of these guys and get to know them a little bit better. To me, they were competitors. You're still in that competitive mode, but it's opened my world up to some really wonderful people. We go to Paul Keels at Ohio State and Ronnie Stokes. You got Larry Clisby and Smooth over there on the board.
Matt LePay, Mike Lucas up there.
All them guys. Mike Grimm
and
Spencer, all them guys. Love them all.
Minnesota,
Don Fisher.
And Kyle, to mention to answer your question, we're friends with good friends with all of our broadcast teams. We get together at the Big Ten meetings in Chicago, typically annually. We didn't this year because of the COVID, but Don Fisher is the senior member of the play-by-play broadcast teams in the Big Ten, the voice of the Hoosiers through all those national championships. But Will Tiemann at Michigan State, Brian's new up at Michigan. You mentioned
Brian Barnhart,
Brian Barnhart of the Fighting Illini,
Deion Thomas,
the guys at Rutgers and Maryland, of course. Joe, we're getting to know them even better. And we love bringing
Johnny Holiday.
The
Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
How about that? Rock and Roll Hall of Famer, Johnny Holiday. But we love bringing basketball. Dave Ennett, we can't forget
Dave Ennett, absolutely. Coach Joey Meyer on the analyst.
Indeed.
Yep.
So, and if we forgot somebody, we apologize, but we're getting older. Anyway, it's a labor of love. We love bringing Big Ten basketball throughout these cold winter nights into your homes each and every game day. And we'll do that Thursday night when the Hawkeyes host the Nebraska Cornhuskers. Coach Hoiberg brings the Huskers to town coming up later this week. That's an 8 o'clock tip once again, and we'll be on the air at 7 o'clock. And then the Badgers come calling with Coach Gard in Wisconsin Sunday afternoon here on the Hawkeye Radio Network. You heard Coach Brands a moment ago. The official podcast of the Hawkeyes, Fight for Iowa, is presented by the Iowa Lottery. Tom Brands will be on the show this week at HawkeyeSports.com and your favorite podcast platform. Just search the Fight for Iowa podcast. We'll talk Thursday, the Hawks and Nebraska. Good night, everybody.
On the Hawkeye Sports Network from Learfield IMG College, this has been Hawk Talk with Fran McCaffery, presented by 1201 Kitchen and Tap in Coralville, featuring an extensive menu of steak, seafood, and sandwiches, along with a full bar and wine selections. Also brought to you in part by Bud Light. Whenever there's a game to watch, there's a Bud Light there. Ford, inviting you to visit your local Ford store or buyfordnow.com. Hy-Vee Plus Premium membership delivers exceptional savings and services only for members. Save money every time you order groceries online and receive new exclusive offers each month. Membership has perks. Sign up for Hy-Vee Plus at hyvee.com/plus. U.S. Bank, helping individuals and businesses work toward their financial goals. Equal housing lender, member FDIC. And by U.S. Cellular. U.S. Cellular is proud to support Hawkeye Athletics. U.S. Cellular. Choose fair. The preceding has been a Learfield IMG College presentation of the Hawkeye Sports Network.